Hello, everyone. I'm Allison, and with me tonight is the beautiful, talented, amazing Phelan Fairchild, my kindred
Hi.
spirit. Yes, when it
I missed
comes,
you.
I miss you too. And I'm so glad that murder and mayhem and faulty
Brought us
police
together
investigation has brought us together once again.
once
And
again.
once again, because we are looking into the Nancy Guthrie. Yes, we're jumping on that bandwagon, but I'm going to be honest
Yes,
with you about something real quick. And I think it's kind of obvious. We're not professional investigators. Okay. We don't have a dog in that fight. This is merely our opinion, what we think's going on, what we've seen. We feel like we can maybe add a little bit to this. Um, oh, my rescue cat, who's got to be in the middle of everything. He's
oh
jealous.
yes.
But anyway, don't come for us because this is our opinion, and opinions are like assholes, and we are those assholes. Okay.
Mhm.
And we're going to say
Yes,
how we feel and what we think. And
that's
as
right.
of February 10th at 5:52 PM, this is what we know. So don't be watching this show 3 days from now and going, "Well, this happened, y'all didn't talk about that." So,
That's right.
and Matt in the chat, Nancy Guthrie, I told you I am obsessed with this. If you don't know what's
Same.
going on, Nancy Guthrie is, did I just freeze?
No, honey,
No.
you're
Okay.
no.
Nancy Guthrie is the mother of Today Show host Savannah
Savannah.
Guthrie, and she went missing January 31st, 2026. And this is something that I've been following. I'm a huge true crime fanatic. I listen to all these podcasts, these shows, CNN, all of it. I follow this stuff. Also, I love any, true crime documentaries. I'm all about it. I'm in the murder. My husband is scared. And I'm like, you don't have anything to be scared of. You won't see it coming and they'll never find you.
She's
So you'll be
plotting
fine.
something.
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe.
I don't know. I tell you one thing I'll do. I won't walk up to a front porch with a ring cam and act surprised to see one. Before
Amen
we
to that.
Can I say something real quick before we really get, and then we'll go through it chronologically. Um okay, I understand not everyone has a ring cam. And not everyone has a ring cam, but I think more people might have ring cam than they don't. My grandchildren, my 2 grandsons have a little fort that we made out of the biggest Amazon box you've ever seen in your
Oh,
life. And guess what? It has a doorbell with a ring cam on it.
you're kidding. What?
We drew it on there. Shit you not. Here's the
Oh, you
thing.
drew it on, girl.
Yeah, we drew it on there. No, it didn't come with it. We
I was like,
drew it on
nah.
there. Listen, you never know. It's an Amazon.
Not today.
So we live in a world where cameras are everywhere, and if you're planning on kidnapping someone in a ski mask,
That's a ballsy move today.
and you might want to put on some sunglasses. I don't know. We'll get
Mhm.
into that too. But there's gonna be a ring cam. I'm not encouraging anyone to kidnap anyone. Bring some. You should already have duct tape if you're kidnapping somebody, but put some tape on the freaking camera. Don't go run and pull up shrubbery. I mean, what are you doing?
Right.
Anyway,
Exactly.
it's
What
what
the
are we
whole
doing here?
thing, this strikes me as really bizarre. Number one, because when that lady went missing, I thought it was another story of somebody who had dementia and wandered off. She's 84 years old, Nancy
That's what
Guthrie.
I thought too, but they made it very clear that
Yeah.
she doesn't
Then
have
they
that
said
issue.
she's completely cognizant, well within her wits, and hyper alert. She knows exactly where she is, what's going on, and who she is. So that somebody could just be vanished in the middle of the night from their home sent chills up my spine, especially an 84-year-old woman who's gonna, like, I think this whole thing really got me in the quick of things, because not
Yeah.
only is the world kind of falling apart on tilt, it's screaming for help, but to have a mother who loves her
Yeah.
children, who has a
Grandmother. Yeah.
verifiable, yeah, a grandmother. She's got a great relationship with her family. They're very close knit. You can tell by the videos, by the pictures. She's been on the Today Show many times with her daughter. To have something like this happen to a mother, a grandmother, sort of is like insult to injury at the worst time imaginable in our present history, to have a
Yeah.
mother, a woman who is a paragon of virtue. The whole reason that she was found to be missing was because she didn't show up for church that Sunday, girl.
And that's a whole other issue, because now it's coming out she was doing the virtual worship.
Oh,
And so she either, oh yeah, that's coming too. That just came out. So it's like she got into the virtual worship when COVID hit, like a lot of people, and it is not uncommon for a lot of older people
sure.
to go to, live stream church. It's easier for them. They don't have to get out. They know how to do it. It's real simple. And now they're talking about, well, she actually didn't go to church. She was, virtually going. So I don't know. Like I said, we're not professionals. I don't have a certificate, a degree. I'm not a detective. Now, if you want my pink certificate from Lakeside Behavioral from 2011 that certifies I'm nuts, yeah, I'll show that to you all day. But, so whatever. But anyway, that's where I'm certified. So, the one thing that you should do is listen to crazy people in times like this. Am I right? Am I right?
Absolutely.
You
Yes,
listen
ma'am.
to people like us in times like this because we are paranoid enough. We are
Oh, yeah.
crazy enough that we're going to
And we
go down alleys and revenues that you don't even think about.
also, outside the box thinkers, I think, have a real place here. And
Mhm.
and the reason that and I'm not talking about traditional investigators, the Brian Entons, that kind of person. I'm talking about people like you who are going to notice things that they might miss, because unfortunately, in the first round of investigations that the police in Tucson did, and this is not a knock on the police, but this is not a disparagement, but they kind of dropped the ball in terms of understanding and recognizing the severity of the situation and the reality of the situation from the jump,
Ugh.
right? So Allison has our timeline. We're going to start from the very second Nancy Guthrie vanished in the middle of the night after being dropped off by her family.
Let me pull this up. Okay, let's see.
She was with her daughter and son-in-law. Um,
Right. Now
her
that
son,
has changed too. That has changed too, because now it's like the daughter dropped her off. Okay, well, who dropped her off?
and first
You
it was the
know,
son-in-law.
it's all over the place. Okay. So I'm sorry, I got a lot of pop-ups.
They need to get okay. So, and that's another thing, is facts, as we all have come to understand them as a result of various stages of the investigation, they kind of keep evolving. So it can be hard to keep the proper attention. Oh, look at this fancy stuff.
Wait a minute, where am I? Oh, that's my
That's your
goddamn
email, girl.
dude. What is happening? Shit. Sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
her Gmail.
This is not PG friendly. I'm sorry. Where is it? What's it labeled? This is how a lot of people ask me, Allison, you've been podcasting for 11 years. What's the secret to being the most unsuccessful podcast in the history of YouTube? This shit right here. I can't even share a screen correctly. This is why. Hold on. I'm getting
What was
there.
in your email that's not family friendly? That's what I don't know, because it didn't look like it to me. It's Allison.
No.
She's
It
the
was
most
no. I
family
didn't
friendly.
mean. No, I meant the show.
Oh,
Because I've said fuck. I don't know how many times.
and it wasn't because of me?
No, it wasn't
What?
because of you.
Oh, wow. How strange. That's weird. That's a flip. Oh, here we go.
So now
Yes.
we can do this. We can get fancy. We can be
Yes.
this, or
Look at
we
that.
can be like this, or
Yes,
we can be
ma'am.
anywhere
Oof.
what do we want to
Fancy.
do here? But here we go. If
All right.
you're listening on Spotify or whatever, I'm on apnews.com/article/Savannah Guthrie Mom Missing. And I'm going over the timeline, and it starts obviously on Saturday. I just want to put Timu. If my
Oh,
mother, shameless plug because this got to advertise. If my mother was ever kidnapped, I would not need to pay these people in Bitcoin. I would pay her in Temu and Sheen because that woman's got so many damn packages. I'd be like, can we make it come to a deal? How about I just give you a bunch of Temu and Sheen? Anyway,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
Nancy, bless her heart, 84 years old, 5:32 p.m. on Saturday, January 31st, Nancy Guthrie takes an Uber to her family's home for dinner. Okay.
Right.
Now at
Her family
9:48,
being Annie and Tommaso, right?
Tommaso, and I just want to, for the
Tommaso.
record, 11 minutes away, and you're making your mother take an Uber. What kind of person who are you? I'm not, my mom and I aren't like fist bump close, but I'm going to go get her. Like,
Okay, that's nice of you. My mom would make me walk.
yeah, my mom probably made me walk too. I'm just saying, look, all right, you got to do what you got to do. So at 9:48, Guthrie is dropped off at her Tucson, Arizona home by a family member. The garage door opens and closes a minute later. Now, there's some confusion here. In the beginning, it was released that she was dropped off by Tomas and Annie Guthrie. Now, I'm sorry, I may not be saying his name right, and I apologize. Please correct me.
Same.
He is the son-in-law, okay, and of Miss Guthrie, and Annie Guthrie is her daughter, sister to Savannah. So there's been a lot of conflicting reports that they dropped her off at 9:48. Then the son-in-law dropped her off. So now it's just a family member. But considering the 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 crime scene tape has gone up and dropped more than a Bill Street whore over the last 6 or 7 days. I'm not surprised that we can't get some facts straight. And I'm sorry that I'm not shitting on the police. I'm just saying the devil's in the details. Who dropped her off? It's not rocket science. You're not tipping off the kidnapper. Okay. Just who dropped her off? 1:47 a.m. The doorbell camera is disconnected. At 2:12, the camera's software detects movement. Investigators said initially, am I saying that right? Initially, I don't do words that are more than a couple of syllables.
She doesn't vocabulary, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. Look, they initially said there was no video available since Guthrie didn't have an active subscription to the company. But digital forensics experts, they kept working day and night to find images backed up on the software, and they might have been lost. Well, this is a little old, I think, because, this was from this morning. We got video surveillance that was recovered. We've got images, and I'll bring them up in a second. We'll watch the video. Let me tell you something. I am married to an IT guy, okay? And there isn't anything that can't be recovered. I'm telling you, look at me. What you telling me? No. We're the NASA satellites. Somebody contact NASA, get some backup, the supercomputer, do something and get it.
Even if it's a photo. Even if it's a
Yeah,
photo. Now, we
anything.
know that she left her phone behind. Her phone was still at home, right, when she
Right.
was taken, because
Yes.
it's alleged that she was taken literally from her bed in the middle of the
Yeah.
night. And
And she
we don't have any indication of, there's no information on a potential suspect at this moment. Let's just be clear on that. There is nobody, we can't point fingers at anybody. We can't make any allegations. We're not going to be able to point out your local madman as the culprit in this time frame.
no,
But
but I'm gonna tell
we
you
can
something.
maybe
Yeah.
navigate this.
We're gonna navigate through this as best we can, and we're both crazy as hell. And
Amen.
this is where you need to be because we're gonna come up probably with ideas that are so far-fetched, we need to be spun out by NASA, or it might
Oh
make
yeah,
you think twice about something else. And let me tell you something, like I said before, it's the crazy ones you gotta listen to at times like this because we ain't wrong about everything. I mean, even a
that's right.
broke clock is right twice a day. But anyway, um, today they did release the video footage and capture image of this person. They're not, as of 6:06 p.m. Central on February 10th, they are not calling this person a suspect. What they are saying is there's been a big uptick in people calling the FBI number, which we have in the chat, right? You put
Uh-huh.
that number in the
Yes.
chat, Phelan. If you know
Yeah.
anything about the whereabouts of Nancy Guthrie, please call that number. If you see something, say something. It doesn't matter. I don't care where you
Absolutely.
live. I live in Memphis, Tennessee. If I'm out at Bath and Body Works and I think I see Nancy Guthrie, I'm freaking calling. Okay.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
So they're
Absolutely.
really,
Eyes
they're,
open.
I'm not, they won't call this person a suspect. Look, if someone comes to my front door at
2 o'clock in
1:47
the
in the
morning.
morning,
Yeah.
2 o'clock in the morning, and I wake up to a bag of dog shit on fire, I'm sorry, that person's a suspect. It
Sure.
just is. There's
Absolutely.
nobody else. And you can't tell me. And I think that they, obviously they gave this information to the Guthrie family before it was released publicly, honorably. That is what you do. The family needs to
Sure.
see this first so they can look at this person in the eyes and those jacked up eyebrows and see if they recognize them. And
But
if
what's
the,
important to know, Allison, is we didn't get these photographs from these cameras. Now, as Allison had said, that Nancy didn't have a subscription to her Nest cameras through Google. So what that means exactly is that a lot of the you can pay for storage so that it keeps it on a
yeah,
24-hour cycle, the content,
some
so
people,
it'll
yeah,
save video. She didn't have that subscription. I didn't either. I didn't have it. I have that same thing. I didn't have a subscription. I thought, I'm not paying $4.99 a month for this. What I would do is I would leave, if I left my house, I would check on it at home from my phone. I would check to make sure my cat's okay, that my house hadn't burned down.
I
I
have
would check
cat
to make
cams
sure that,
everywhere.
absolutely, you got even cameras in your house.
I have a
But she
camera
didn't
in
have a
my living.
subscription. Yes,
Yeah.
that's where we see the ghost.
Here's the thing. My husband's as cheap as they come, and he won't buy a subscription. I'm not saying
I did.
Nancy's cheap, but I'm
I
telling
did
you right
now.
now, yeah, there are a lot of people going, you know what? I think I'm gonna pay that extra $5. You might wanna look into it.
Absolutely.
And if your elderly parents or whoever you love, your adopted family, if they need $5 extra a month, you freaking pay for it, dude. Take
Right.
care of that. Now, I'm not saying
What
Savannah didn't, so don't come for me. I'm just saying take care of business.
Amen. We got really lucky because what
Yeah.
these cameras do is they take still images. So they will take still
Yes.
images and send them to the person's phone or their device, and they will say there's been movement located here. Take a look at this picture and see if this is normal. My guess is they probably collected those as captures after the fact, because
Yes.
there were cameras on the property. Now, it wasn't until 7 days later that they realized they had missed a camera on top of the garage, because they had by that point already released the crime scene, and allegedly had been completed with their investigation until they decided to put the crime scene tape back up and come back. But that's why we didn't have these images until now.
You know, I'm going to tell you something right now, man. If I'd been the kidnapper, they would have found those damn images the very next damn day.
Same,
Because that's
girl.
just because
Karma.
it's me. I mean, it just is. And I'm
That's
not,
right.
I am in the IT world. I married into it, so I know some things. Now, I don't know about Nest and Google. I have cameras. You know, a lot of people like I do post videos of my cats and stuff like, why do you have a camera running in your living room all the time? I don't. I When I leave my house, I turn the camera on, and when I come home, sometimes I forget to turn it off, and that's when my cats do some crazy stuff, and I just happen to have it on camera. It's
Sure.
not because I'm sitting there filming all day. Let me share. Let's go ahead and dive into this video because I think we're at a good spot where we can share that. I'll
Sure.
show this video. And I see you in the chat. I see you, Lady Lives. I think that's my sister-in-law, Mary B. Bean. He said it was an Uber driver. The news reports, I think it probably was. You know, like I said, bless his heart. Sheriff Nanas, man, he lives in tiny Tucson. They don't do this shit. That's
Hmm.
like when Laura Palmer got murdered in Twin Peaks and nobody know what to do. Who's got to give a speech? Are you kidding? No, these people, they don't know. They're trying. God bless them. All right, so
Yeah.
we grab this and
Also, I watched an interview earlier today while she's getting that with the former member of the sheriff's department, who made mention that there is a high turnover at the sheriff's department, which means a lot of people are relieved of duty before their 10 years over, and then
yeah,
they shuffle people in. So I think like the median current um, service age of each officer is like 3 years. So
yeah,
not
it
necessarily a rookie, but not necessarily a vet either.
right. So can you guys see that?
What is that? A finger?
That is a. I'm going to rewind it. So I got the volume. So and of
I
course
didn't see the video.
my screen is spinning. Um, because I'm trying to share a video. I don't even know if you guys can hear it. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Um, I think because I made it big.
Are there multiple? Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
Oh
Okay. I'm
my
gonna.
God. How scary, you guys. That is terrifying. That's a bad man at this old woman's door. That's just, you don't get more terror. He's got, this is something that also really
Yeah.
disturbs me. He was
Let me mute
prepared.
this. I apologize. Okay. Go ahead.
You're fine. He was prepared. This was not a, oh, impulsive thought. This wasn't an, I'm driving by and that looks like a millionaire's house and let me see what I can get. This wasn't a, the lights look off and I'm walking by and might rob that place. This man came with a backpack and a mission. This man knew where he was. He knew where he was going, and he had an absolute agenda.
Yeah.
He,
But look
even
at
to
this.
remove the door cam.
Yeah, but he didn't know it was there. And he goes and gets shrubbery from her, yard. And this is what gets me is how he just looks directly
Oof.
into the camera because at this point somebody is gonna know this guy is got to be shitting his pants right now because
Well,
somebody's gonna recognize it. I mean, people are tearing this apart, Phelan. They're looking at his shoes, his
as they should.
backpack. Look
Yes,
how he's
ma'am.
holding his gun. He's got what professional holds a gun holstered like that right in the middle of your damn crotch? You ain't a cowboy, I'll tell you that much.
But this
You
is
ain't
what,
winning
but
a
this is,
gunfight.
I don't see a second party
I
anywhere.
don't see a car.
Or a car. So where did he come from? Because they did have a camera above the garage that was looking down onto the driveway. They didn't find this camera until 7 days after they had released the. Now, mind, that's also how they found the blood spatter on the porch next to the foliage, was because an investigator, an independent investigator, Brian Enton, after they had released the crime scene and said, we're done here, Brian Enton went and took a walk around and found the blood spatter that had never been mentioned or photographed or taken as evidence. And when he brought that to the attention of the public, only then did the police say, oh my God, we didn't find everything. We have to close it off again. Nobody's allowed back. And that was kind of when, after, that was 7 days later. That was like 6 or 7 days later. That was a significant amount of time had passed, which meant anybody during the duration where they released the crime scene, and it is a crime now because we literally see a man in a ski mask, and they don't put that on for looks. Only men who sleep with me do that.
Oh,
you don't need to wear a mask and eyewear and stuff like that. You don't have to be covered like you are wearing, you know, a latex protective over your entire self. You don't need to do that. This man had an attention.
Usually they put a bag over my head so you can actually see what they
cheers. Amen. Been there, done that. Sometimes I just pull my wig forward over my face and I look like Cousin It, and that's better apparently.
Stop it.
But I will say, do you think now, I want to, with regards to this person, I know that this person has shown up. I know that by the time we're watching that, you know, Nancy's in bed. She's in her house. And this, what is he doing at the doorbell? Is he trying to remove it? What is these things with the fist and the glove? What is he doing there? Because at one point, Allison, you showed me a picture where he was holding green foliage in his fist. Now that green foliage... That green foliage was also on the floor around the blood droplets that have since been determined to belong to Nancy. So there was grass and debris, flowers, maybe a twig or two around this blood spatter on the floor. No mention was ever made of that.
Yeah, now, I've got a good picture. Hold on. Yeah.
Okay. Now we see, Allison sent me a photo earlier of him banging on the doorbell or banging on the ring cam, that his fist is full of flowers. Why? What were you doing?
What he did is he realized when he got up there was a doorbell or a ring cam. Oh shit, I didn't plan for this because I'm an idiot. And after I looked directly in the gosh damn camera, and I'm going to go get some of her yard and try to cover it up. That's so dumb. What are you going to cover it up with? Dude, first you didn't bring tape.
Right. He didn't know she didn't have
for your gun, you moron. I mean, you know, just take the damn camera off. What are you doing? Hold on. I'm trying to find a good picture.
He didn't. That's okay. Take your time. He didn't have he did not have means when he showed up. No. Obviously, to remove the camera. So he wasn't prepared at that extent. But in a sense, right, he knew when he saw it to identify that there was a camera. And then probably that triggered him to know that there might be several. But he removed it, right? So he tampered with the ring cam. And now it's been pulled off the wall, wires exposed. And on the ground is greenery debris, like little clovers, little flowers, little desert grass. That always struck me as odd because I thought, now you've seen the porch. And this is another thing that really got me, Allison. The porch is entirely enclosed. You aren't seeing much from the left or the right, not to mention the house is relatively remote. So the closest neighbors are like, you know, a quarter of a mile down the road on either side. So there's no way that somebody's going to just happen to be walking by or coming across at that hour, right? Relatively upscale neighborhood. You know, it's generally someplace that people feel safe and comfortable. And Nancy had every right to feel that way in her own home, that she was safe and comfortable. And unfortunately, this person had a clear intent. They had a plan. You don't show up somewhere with a backpack and a mask over your face unless you intend to do something you know you shouldn't be doing. Right. So this was not random now. That tells me, I want to know your guys' opinion and yours also. If this was not random,
I'm bringing this
up. If this was not random, why did he want her? An 84-year-old, 150-pound woman.
I'm going to tell you my theory.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
I'm trying to find, here it is. I'm gonna share this picture. This is the best picture that I can find right now. First
Scary.
of all, that is in his is he an alien? What is in his what is happening with his mouth? I think
He's
he's
got
got
a flashlight.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a flashlight in his mouth. Um, he has pulled stuff out of the garden, the front of the house to cover up the camera. Now, there's a lot going on here. Trying to see if I can zoom in a little bit. Uh okay, so first of all, I can't call him a suspect because he's not, and that's not my verbiage. If I, you know what? This would be me. I finally make it because I'm a dumbass and I'm kidnapping somebody and I go out without my eyebrows done. Look at those fucking eyebrows. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Did I not say this earlier? What is happening? I don't know if that is just that is
Wait a
some
minute. Is
90s
that his
squeezed out
eyebrow?
shit. Huh? You know what
Either
that is?
he
That's
has that mask pulled down far to where they're covering off half his eyebrows, or this bitch has had them done.
This is a thin pencil unibrow from the 90s. I didn't even know unibrows went that thin. I didn't even know they existed like that. And I thought, if you're already tweezing, you're going to go ahead and take care of that middle patch. I don't know. I didn't have one. I just tweezed. I wanted to look like Gwen Stefani, okay? So I just
Amen.
tweezed the shit. But also, let's analyze this. If you watch reality TV like we do, Survivor, they do a lot of night vision
Yeah.
interviews. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm looking at this person's eyes. Would you say that could be okay, my friend Matt in the chat said that could be you. Was it you, Matt? Where have you been since January 31st? I know
Yeah,
we've
Matt.
been chatting on in Messenger. I need to know your locale right now. Anyway, seriously, what do you think that this perpetrator has? Brown eyes? Light eyes? Because when you're watching Survivor and these shows where they're interviewing them at night in the night vision camera, people with brown eyes have blue eyes. It looks like, you know what I mean? Like light
Right.
eyes.
Right.
And someone like me who has green eyes, I look like I just have eyeballs. I don't have anything. You know what I mean? Or it's dark. It's weird. It's kind of, So I'm looking at this. I'm thinking, first of all, this person has facial hair. Definitely
Yes.
has a
Dark.
mustache.
Dark.
Yeah, that's dark. And you think the eyes are dark?
I think the eyebrows are being so dark. I'm willing to bet you that they have a more olive complexion, that they are a little bit darker in skin tone. And I'm willing to bet you almost anything that they also have brown eyes. And the
I'm
reason that
going
I
to.
say that, Allison, is not because I'm pulling it out of my ass, but honestly, because
You're
when I
not.
looked at the photos, right? When I looked at the photos, this man has a very dark mustache, which means he's got dark body hair. That means he is either ethnic or just a very hairy person.
Okay, so that brings up another point.
Okay.
I know some hairy men. How'd they not find any damn hair? My son is a hairy guy, okay? He could be dressed like this, and guess what? I'm gonna find a piece of his hair in the bathroom sink, and he didn't even go in there.
Oh, Jay, he's gonna kill you.
Oh,
But that's a story of living with a man. Any
Yeah.
man is gonna shed. They shed that hair.
Yes,
However,
absolutely.
he, like I said, came prepared in the sense that he is covered. He made sure and deliberately that in the event that there were cameras, that there was ring cams, that there was any kind of data collection occurring around Mrs. Guthrie's premises,
Mhm.
that he was anonymous, that he was covering as much of himself as possible. We can tell that he's about 160 pounds. We can tell, he's got a very, very thick coat on. and the mask, it makes it a little bit tough to tell, but we can assume that that makes him look bulkier, that makes him look heavier. He's obviously very thin. We can't tell if he has a beard
Okay,
because
that
of
was
the,
my next thing, Faye. That was my next thing. So look at this area.
yes,
Now,
bit
that
protruding.
could be a beard tucked in.
You're right. Because in fact, what I'm noticing now is the absolute roundedness of it. Like, okay, so look at our faces. We have an angled chin, you and I. We've
Right.
got, almost everybody does. Um, this man has a completely rounded off area, almost to where the sides of the head don't have any cheek or bone structure. There
Right.
is
It's
nothing.
too round.
It looks like something could be shoved up underneath.
Can I
Which
just
I hate
break?
to say that.
Can I break the mold? I'm sorry.
Do it.
This guy looks like he's in a snuff film. Does that not look like he's wearing like a dog collar? I
Yep.
mean,
It looks creepy. Oh my
it could be.
God.
Does he not look like a rapist? It's terrible. That is
He looks,
crazy. I got to
when
zoom
you sent
out.
me these pictures, girl, when you
Whoa.
sent me these pictures, my heart dropped into my chest because this man clearly, we have been sort of pontificating back and forth for nearly 2 weeks now that,
Mhm.
you know, the person that took her, why they might do it, what was the intent, what was the motive, what was the agenda, how was it done. We're looking into the person's face who stole a woman out of her home in the middle of the night.
He's got,
That's chilling.
this is chilling, but can I ask what kind of mascara he uses? Because, man, those eyelashes are
That's
up
another
at
thing that
attention.
brought me to the brown eyes. He's got very dark, pronounced
Dark.
lashes. Can you see his eyelashes? He's got very
Yeah.
dark. Now, I have to tell you, earlier in this investigation, maybe a week ago, people, and including some online investigators, started looking at the brother-in-law of Savannah Guthrie,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that there's been a lot of
Tommaso?
Tommaso. They've really compared the two a lot, and I'm kind of hesitant if we should do the same. Because what was the first thing I said to you when I sent that? I didn't even notice the mustache. I go, "Is that Annie Guthrie?"
Yeah.
Because my first thought was that was the sister, and then I saw the body shots, and I was like, "No, that's a dude."
That's a guy.
That's definitely a guy. But you know what this reminds me of? This is where I'm going.
The
Okay.
Strangers.
You know, they made like a 4th film, chapter 4. Can you believe
Girl.
how many of these damn movies they gonna make?
We don't need any more because apparently it's giving people ideas.
And
Be
I'm
done.
like, and we got a new Scream coming. God, Scream is so old that the main actress now has a child, and that Ghostface is that. Let me tell you something. I was pregnant with my son when the original Scream came out. My son is now 29 and a father of 2.
Oh my God.
Hello. Okay, there. See, we have conversation ADD.
I was like 15 years old when the first Scream came, maybe 18. I went to see it in the theater, and I loved every freaking. I'm a horror fan, but the real life stuff. You know, Allison is this true crime maven.
Creepy.
She gets in all. I tell Allison when she talks to me about this true crime stuff, I'm like, girl, what you planning? Girl, what you got going on? What's happening? What are we writing down in the middle of the night where nobody else can see? She's got a grocery list of Bibles that she needs to get because I'm sure she's going to knock somebody off. She's been watching all these true crime stuff. I don't. But at the same time, this situation with Nancy Guthrie captured me from the very first minute.
It makes no sense.
Exactly.
Listen, here's the thing. Tyler's obsessed with this too. Now, the only reason why he's not here is because he's in Thailand. I'll let it go this time. But he's in a country with his husband. It's fine.
Bless his heart.
This guy This is what screams out to me when I'm looking into the face of this guy. He's the henchman. He's the pawn that you send out to do the job. He's not, to me, this is not the brains of the operation. Do you know what this is? This is the Shane Eckhart to the Jeff Gillooly. Okay, and if you know, if you're going, who? Tanya Harding.
Harding.
Do we not learn anything from Tanya freaking Harding?
Maybe I am more into true crime. I knew exactly who the bitch meant.
Her husband, Jeff Gillooly, best friend, bodyguard, whoever, her body, Sean Heck, the dumbest. This guy is the one who clubbed Nancy Kerrigan.
And that is not Tanya.
This is not the person you want heading an operation of any kind. If you're going to send someone out to do the dirty work, the kidnapping, you don't send out this douche who looks directly in the camera and doesn't even think about it before going up to a gosh damn porch. Okay? If I'm going to have someone go out and do something like this, I'm getting a retired Navy SEAL sniper, is a ninja on the side. You'll never see him, nothing. You would never know he was there. This guy would be so sharp that he's not on social media, he's off the grid. The only picture of him is his driver's license picture, and that doesn't even add up because the guy shaves all his hair on his body when he has to get that picture updated. And then he grows all his hair out. And then you don't know who it is. Right. That's who you send in. You'll send in this good. You know what this picture smells? It smells like sweat in your grandma's basement.
I could do that, Allison. I'd be a great. Just think about it. Like you know what I look like, right? I could grow out my hair, rip off my wig, grow a mustache and a beard, and walk out there and kidnap somebody, and then shave myself and put my hair back on and be.
We'll never know.
And nobody would ever know. But the thing is with this person, we unfortunately don't have any evidence of a second person being involved, but one can actually suspect there is no way that one person could have cased this place because let's face it, he had to have done some recognizance.
I have a theory. Do you want to hear my theory now? Or?
Yes, I do.
Okay, no, so I hope y'all are strapped in because this is going to be a long one. Let me tell you something. Girl, do it.
Go on.
Catfish catfishing became so obsolete, I hope that's the right word, that it put its own show, that it was its own namesake got canceled because they ran out of catfish. It's kind of like To Catch a Predator, which if you have not watched that documentary on Paramount Plus about To Catch a Predator, watch it.
Is that what you saw me on? Was To Catch a Predator when you sent me that
We're
message?
not talking about that live. I told you that.
Oh, shit. Anyway, sorry.
So, listen. So catfishing. It is not uncommon for older people, and I'm not discriminating, but listen to me. Okay? Listen without prejudice. It is not uncommon. I have to get on to my own mother. My mother is 76. Okay, obsessed with Temu. Listen, I have to tell her not to open emails. Don't reply to this. Don't do that. It would not shock me if this was not now listen to this crazy bitch right now. This is where you need to listen to us. This could have been months in the making.
Yes, ma'am. It was.
The press conference, they're saying, we need to check. I was watching TMZ Live and they were talking about they need to check the medication she's on and where it's been, maybe refilled within the last couple of days or someone. But no.
Yes, because it needs to be pointed out. She has hypertension, high blood. Right. She has a pacemaker. It was attached to her watch. Yes, ma'am.
Jojo, I'm sorry. You got to get down.
How is he going to keep her alive?
Here's the thing, because they took care of that ahead of time. They got those prescriptions and they got that medication off the black market months ago. They got that shit months ago. I'm telling you, you got to think like a catfish. There are people, Neve Schulman, there were episodes where the catfish was so deep, dark, they never found him. It didn't happen very often, but it did happen. It was a bust. There are people equipped to do this sort of thing. They lure in people, and it's usually elderly people, and it has to do with money. Okay. Now, this could have been someone that befriended Nancy, lied about who they really were, pulled at her heartstrings. She could have given him some money once, maybe
Possibly.
twice. This could have been a friendship. When I say catfish, I'm not talking about a romantic relationship. I'm
People who
talking
inch
about
their way
just,
into your life.
yes, a
Yeah.
freaking vampire, somebody who just
Yes.
sloths their way into your life and sucks the life out of you. You want your money, does something, to get to you. So you'll feel sorry for them and help them. And this could have gone left. This could have gone south, and she ended it or something. All you have to do is know someone's address. And I'll be honest with you, that's not hard to find. Okay. And that's a scary thing. I have found addresses doing on certain sites that I have access
Yeah.
to that I pay
Yeah.
for. Now, it's not because I'm trying to kidnap somebody. Okay.
Okay. Why?
I'm not going after, I'm not going over to CBS, and I'm not going to kidnap Gail King's mom. Okay. So everyone shut up. But if I need addresses, and need access to something, and I need to find somebody for something, I
Yeah.
have access to that. So it's not hard to find address. You would be surprised. You wouldn't be actually. You'd be like, oh shit, that's that easy. This free sometimes. Anyway, to make a long story short, too late. You get an address, you Google map it. When you Google map an address, it immediately shows you the street view. Okay. Now, sometimes it's a year old, sometimes it's 5 years old, sometimes it's just been updated. You can Google map an address and see the location. All right. You can
So like
Google.
remote casing, like remote
Yeah, it's
understanding the
remote
neighborhood, the
casing because
layout.
the satellites take these pictures. You can also put in an address and Google image it if that house has ever been on the market
It
or
has.
if you've had renovations done to your home, and your person who did your gutters or your new roof said, hey, can I post your house on my website to show the work? And you said yes. You can black out my street number.
Yeah.
That image is still going to pop up that
That's
matches,
right.
and they're going to
Yes,
know
ma'am.
that's where you live, and they can see what you've got. Now, think about this. They could case the home. They could deploy someone and see what's going on. The neighbors have been interviewed. Okay.
Yeah.
People are not paying attention to who is driving up and down these roads. It's a secluded place. It's
Yes.
dark
Rural.
at night. People are not
Yep.
looking. They're not renewing subscriptions.
No.
So, they're not going to have that. So it's easy. This could have been months in the making, dude. This could have been a year in the making. Think about that. There could have been a well thought
That's
out
right.
plan that just blew up literally in this man's face.
Do you think I want to ask you, Allison, in all honesty, and I want you to tell me just your truth right off your head. This lady, she bought her house in the 70s for
Yeah.
$75,000. Her house is now worth over $1 million, right?
Right.
So, and that's everybody on that road, right? That's
Right.
everybody. I've Google mapped her address. I've went to the street view. I've looked at her
Yep.
house. I'm not
Is
gonna
that
lie, because I
easy?
was trying to see
Yeah.
if I picked up anything, if I got anything. I was looking for answers.
Yeah.
But the reality of this is the individual or individuals who thought about doing this had her targeted, because every house on that road looks like it's worth $10 million.
But
Why
their
this
daughters
house?
aren't on a
Yes.
Today Show.
There you go.
Lead
There
anchor.
you go. Making with an estimated personal worth of $40 million.
$6 million she could drop on the street and not worry about it.
But this
Are
is
you
this is again where I go back to what the hell is going on, because at the
Let's
same
go back to
time,
the timeline.
Allison,
I don't want to look at creepy snuff guy anymore.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, my question is, everything aside, there has to be a motive. Nobody takes an old lady out of her bed for no reason. Nobody wants to trouble somebody like that. Nobody wants to bother an old person trying to get their Z's. Listen, it's hard for me to get to sleep. I have to do everything under the sun, including hit myself in the back of the head with a frying pan to fall asleep. I've always had a problem with it my whole life. I get it. But at the same time, if this person showed up at this lady's door and he said, I'm going to take her, what was the what he's asked for $6 million. We understand that but both deadlines, one being yesterday, have passed.
Yeah.
Why?
I think
do you not remember Savannah has released multiple videos with her brother Cameron and her sister, what's her sister's name? Annie, and said, we will pay. We will do whatever it takes. We just want. Did you think that it was weird that they said, can we want to celebrate with her?
Okay, this is where I've got two things going on. One, and I'll explain, I don't think there's a ransom. I think that's bullshit. I think that is bullshit.
Okay.
I think it's a hoax, and it's not them. I think it's sleuths out there. Okay, because let me tell you something. Bitcoin is not untraceable. And
do you think it's a hoax? They want to just milk it, grift?
I think that people are trying to make money off this, and people are that talented and deep, dark in the web that they can make you believe shit.
Yes,
and I think what happened is,
that's right.
The video that we saw yesterday on the 9th, a very grim, no makeup Savannah Guthrie with her brother and sister holding hands. We understand. We will pay.
Understand.
We will have peace. Only way we'll have peace is if you let's celebrate with her.
What do we understand, first and foremost? What do we understand? There has been no information given. Now, we also need to point out, Allison, don't forget that the police themselves, the sheriff's department, the investigators have been to Annie Guthrie and Thomas O. Guthrie's house multiple times collecting material. Now, we don't know if it's evidence. We can't say that. We don't want to make any kind of allegations. Please remember that sometimes police do things just to collect fingerprints, not for the point
they have willfully let the police search their home. Now, also keep in mind, people are like, well, why is there a warrant, or what is there? If there is a warrant, and I'm not saying there's a warrant to search the house, what you do is, and I have friends who are police officers and work in the law. Okay. Even if someone willingly lets you search their house, you still get a warrant in case you find a body or something, and then it changes the game, and you can prosecute, and there's rules, and there's rules to a willful search. There's perks to a warrant search. So you want to have both. And if you have both, you will find something, and it'll probably be easier to use. So they are letting them impound cars and doing all this stuff. If these were the last
they did, to be clear, they took Annie's SUV out of her home, and they did temporarily impound it. We don't know if it's been recovered.
They took Nancy's car too.
They took only in the second portion of the investigation. Beforehand, they did not take anything.
Girl, we hadn't even gotten to 4 o'clock in the morning on this timeline.
You got to be kidding me. They went to this lady's, they went to Annie and Thomas's house. Yeah. And they did take photos. They took some evidence. We know they took what looked like a whiteboard or a white table. They took a brown paper bag. We don't know what the contents were. It's important to remember that this isn't an implication of guilt. Okay, this could have been them looking to match fingerprints of Nancy.
Search my house.
Absolutely. Completely just precautionary.
You can't go into Nancy Guthrie's house and go, oh my God, I found Tommaso and Annie's DNA. I found a hair. Well, no shit, Sherlock.
They would
They
be
live
there.
11 minutes away, and they are over there almost every day helping take care of this woman. That's like if someone searched my house for my son's DNA. Hey, look, he's probably got a hair in my sink. Dude,
Sure.
it don't mean nothing.
That's right. That's
So
right.
that's why I'm kind of teetering and I'm hanging by a thread here by really deep diving into whether or not I think it's Tommaso and Annie, because they are giving so much to authorities. But the give and take with this crime scene tape,
And
though, is,
appearing in videos. They're appearing in
yeah,
But at
it's
the same
driving me
time,
nuts.
Allison, prior to this, prior to the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie, I was captured and held hostage and emotionally drained by the story of a little baby named Emmanuel.
Yeah.
And little baby Emmanuel, his parents claimed that he had been kidnapped from a Dick's sporting goods
Yeah.
store, and they punched the mother in the face and knocked her out, and then their baby was gone. Later, and the parents, and this isn't to draw any parallels or to make any kind of accusations or any implications, please remember that, but the parents did multiple press interviews with the public, talking about how devastated they were, how horrible they were. Please bring back my son. It turned out that the husband, murdered the child. And
Yeah.
it was so startling and so shocking and so horrific that it's impossible to even imagine. I understand that the potential for family involvement is there. My brain, my heart, and my spirit does not want to let me think that any
Right.
person who loved this woman would be behind anything that has happened in the last 2 weeks. Even though I know a lot of attention turned to Tommaso, and that's because, he's married into the family. He's an immigrant, I believe, from Italy. Is that right?
Yeah.
And
He and he was also in a punk band years
and
ago
in a
that
book.
sang about murder. But who hasn't?
Who hasn't been?
Who has? I mean, who hasn't? Who hasn't you screamed at who hasn't sang you F the police by Ice-T or I shot the
Honey,
sheriff by Eric Clapton? Come on.
we tell our
Calm
kids
down.
20 times a day we're going to kill them. We ain't going to
Listen,
kill anybody.
you know how many times I've said you better thank Jesus
You're
you're not
dead.
within choking distance of me
Yes.
right now.
Me and Allison been
Seriously.
friends for 10 years. I've heard this woman go off. She's heard me go off. We know how it goes. We've been there. We've done that. We have done that. With Nancy, though, do you think, like I said, historically, her and Annie and Savannah and Tommaso seem to have a really close-knit, comfortable relationship?
This is a story as old as time, and it happens more often than people realize. That one child, and there's no easy way to say this, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful manner, but there is always that one child that gets stuck
Yeah.
taking care of the elderly parent or parents.
And when you have another party to that family that's gone on to make $40 million.
Yeah, you get to go to. She was about to go to
The Winter Olympics.
Winter Olympics in Milan Cortina. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
And I'm over here helping mom poop. So, I could tell that there could be some animosity there. I mean, it happens. And it doesn't mean they don't love each other and they don't care. It's just, sometimes it falls on one kid. It happens. And,
Yeah.
here's the thing, Phelan.
She's not saying that Annie's guilty. We're talking about family dynamics and how it can breed resentment.
Right. It can.
It
And
can
it
breed a lot
can.
of resentment.
Look, I've seen a lot of episodes of Dateline
Yeah.
and Snapped.
It's no
And
lie.
the parent gets murdered by the child.
Yes.
It's an intimate murder. Now, I'm not, even if Tommaso and Annie were suspects right now, they're not going to tell us.
No.
and they're not going to tell them. And I'm going to give you an example, like the example you just gave. Brian Koberger, dude,
Oh,
Idaho murderer. This
yeah.
guy, they had no suspect, none, up until the next day. They were 24 hours later. We've got a guy in custody. We did genealogy DNA testing on a knife sheath, and we found him. We followed him. He's in Pennsylvania. They stalked him. They watched him. And this went on for longer than you think. Okay.
That's
Read
right.
the documents.
That's right. Sing
So
it, sister.
they are never going to tell you there's a suspect right away. They're never going to say that. And it's not because they're being jerks, man. If Brian
Right.
Koberger knew, oh, they got the knife sheath, or oh, they did find it, or oh, they got someone in Pennsylvania, the guy would have. No, he's too narcissistic to off
I
himself.
I I
But
didn't know that Brian Koberger went to Pennsylvania. I know Luigi Mangione, who shot the CEO of the insurance company in the back of the head,
look,
ran from New York City, and he was caught in Altoona, Pennsylvania, in a
listen to
McDonald's.
this. Brian Koberger drove cross country with his father to
After?
No, after. This was what, before Thanksgiving, around that time? This was December.
Oh,
He got pulled over twice for tailgating and speeding on the way. So there's documented evidence of this. I mean, when the police busted him in his apartment, he was wearing a t-shirt
sure.
and boxers, wearing latex gloves, going through his own goddamn
What?
to make sure they couldn't pick his trash to get DNA.
Girl?
And they caught him, girl. Yes.
See, that's what I'm talking about. These people, listen, I believe that whoever has Nancy, in the same way that the man who shot Brian Thompson, the CEO of the insurance company, Luigi Mangione, he had the time to carve quotes into bullets.
A manifest, Phelan.
It was weeks in the making, if not months.
Yes.
It wasn't something impulsive. It was, and that's and looking at this man with his mask on, with his flashlight, with his backpack, he was a man on a mission. Mrs. Guthrie was not new to him. He knew exactly whose home he was at.
Exactly.
That's my opinion. He knew exactly what he was going to do when he got there. What I don't, there had to be casing of the neighborhood to know what he could get away with, to know how far it was, because this is the thing that gets me. I know she didn't have a subscription to have video on any of the 3 cameras that were collected.
You probably didn't think about it. It was probably a Christmas gift. Let's be honest.
We know they took her SUV out of her garage a week after her disappearance. We know they went back and reopened the crime scene and put up crime tape after they had already released it.
Jesus,
why weren't these things done right away? Like, why was it? Do you know how hard it is? Let me just ask you, the audience, Miss Allison's audience, this. Do you know how hard it is to disappear in 2026, no matter who you are, if you want to? With your phone and your credit cards and your money and your bank account, and you've got Big Brother everywhere. Every single street has a million different ring cams and cameras and store cams. You're going to get caught. You are going to get caught.
That's it, man. That's why I haven't killed anybody, because I'll get caught. And it's not because I love Jesus and I have good morals. I can't do prison.
Girl, I would hope it's because you love good Jesus and have good morals. I don't trust that.
You know, there's some people I would believe it's just because to get rid of, but it ain't happening. Just I'm being honest.
Stupid Amanda.
Listen, won't say my name again.
We did reality TV. We know how this shit works. That's why we're experts. We may not look like it because we're pretty, but we have brains also. Believe it or not,
smart to get cast.
We might cuss a little. Yeah, right. I might drink a little, but this shit. Me and Allison have been watching this since day one.
That's all I listened to. That's all I've been listening to.
Every single second, I have said to myself when they when they went through the crime scene, when they collected the data, when they collected the evidence, when they opened it up and let the media then walk through the premises like it was goddamn Disney World, and then they said, "Oh, you people have found things we didn't know were there and we didn't see," and then they had to find out through a third party that there was more than one camera. What is that? What is that lube?
Yeah,
That a
that's Cetaphil. It's a 48-hour
okay?
hydrant. I was just pulling up the timeline while you were talking. I didn't know you were going to get excited. I'm sorry.
I saw Lou, girl. And there's a boy that's been messaging me. Listen, Alex, later I'm available. Okay?
Okay.
Later. I
Let's
told you I had to spend time with my bestie first. Later.
listen
Call me.
real quick. Let's touch on these details real quick. The doorbell disconnected at 1:47. We watched the video. We did all that. 2:12. Software detects movement. All of this stuff we've gone
Software being the
over.
ring cam,
Yeah,
not the watch, right? Because she
right.
has a
Her
pacemaker connected to her watch.
right. Her pacemaker app disconnects, and it is 9 hours almost. Her family checks on her after learning she did not attend church. Now, we touched on this a little bit
Yeah.
earlier. This is another thing that's up in the air. Did she actually physically go to church on that Sunday, or
I
did she watch it virtually?
Now, here's the thing, Allison. I know. Not a one of you motherfuckers say a word or I'm coming through this screen, okay? I
Do
go to
it.
church on Sundays.
Do
I go to
it.
church on Sundays. I attend Clackamas United Church of Christ every Sunday. It's my
Yeah.
spiritual medicine, and I need that for myself. Virtually, I attend. I don't go in person. But my faith family has become very important to me. They're integral to my getting through every day. I love
Lovely.
Raylene and Cliff and Adam and Emily. I love these people. You become intimate with these people. You know they're friends. You know what they're
Yeah.
going through. You know their stories. We don't know that this isn't somebody that Nancy Guthrie met through a virtual church and
Right.
perhaps had less than kind designs on her if he happened to learn. I'm still going back to this, Allison. And if I'm wrong, drag me back. If you're friends with somebody and you don't have a good head, you don't have a good mind, and you find out that their daughter is one of the highest paid anchors on morning television, is there
Mhm.
something that comes up in your head that you can use her? Because ransom isn't something that's done for the sake of the victim. It's done to extract from a secondary party. And that could be Savannah.
I have a friend that I met on Facebook, and we have been friends for
Where's your red
gosh,
flag?
10 oh shit, hold on, give me your red flag.
Get your red flag,
I
girl.
well,
She met
listen,
somebody on Facebook.
this was 10 years ago, and
Oh,
we became friends through talking about movies and stuff, and we've just been now that person's brother is a famous Hollywood actor. Okay.
mhm.
We have talked about his brother 0 times. I have never brought his brother up, ever. If he brings something up, I'll talk about it, but I have never brought up his brother, okay?
Right.
Now, he knows I know, because we make
Sure.
little, I'd make jokes here, there, and he would too, but I mean, I don't talk to him because I want money. I'm not gonna go kidnap this guy and do all this shit. It depends on the person. Now, I am
And her mood.
I'm certifiably insane. So that doesn't mean every crazy person is gonna wake up one day and get their shit together like I have, but I think it really depends. This person could have physically visited the church, and the
Yeah.
churches help people.
Yes, they do.
That's what they do. They help people,
Yeah.
they feed people, they clothe people, they fellowship. That is what they do.
That's
She
right.
could have met this person sporadically at the church. a year ago and he catfished her as someone else. And he
Someone,
knew
yeah,
he
that's
had a
right.
window from when she got home until possibly noon the next day before anyone would notice she's missing. That's 12 hours plus, dude. That's 13 hours, 12, 13. Well, I don't do
Oh,
math. I'm only
you're
an
right.
accountant. But anyway, so think about that. He knew he had time because at noon, the family calls 911. At
You're an
12:15,
accountant?
I worked in accounting for 20 years. I
Girl,
don't have an accounting degree, but I know more than most accountants who do have fancy degrees.
I was about to say,
Clocked it. Anyway, so
clocked it. Yes,
that
ma'am.
my grandson goes clocked it and 6'7",
Clocked it.
and we'll talk about
Oh.
that later. I can't with the 6'7". I've already told him you better just say whatever to me because that's what
Not the
that means.
6'7".
Do not 6'7" me.
Do not 6'7" Allison. She will
But
come
he
after you.
does it on purpose. Now, I wish I hadn't mentioned that because now it's coming even harder. So at 6:46, the Pima County Sheriff's Department posts on social media about the
Yes.
disappearance. Now, if you're me, you're not noticing this till a week ago yesterday.
Yes, that's right.
That's me. The authorities announce it. I watch the Today Show every morning. I have it on in the background. I listen to it while I'm working. And this came up and I was like, no shit. Are you kidding?
Wait a minute.
No.
So you already were familiar with the Today Show.
Oh,
I got
girl,
a question for you.
I've
Did you see
seen
Nancy
on
Guthrie?
this show. Yes.
There you go. She said it right there. Okay. What you just said is key and important.
Mhm.
Anybody could have seen Nancy on that TV show in her own house, with Savannah and with Cameron and with Annie and her
Oh,
grandchildren
she's not
as they
in
were
town
around a
right
table.
now. Oh, she's not at home right now. Oh, she's in New York City right now. Let's go Case because all the other
Yeah.
retirees in the neighborhood ain't watching.
Ain't watching.
That's what's
No,
happening.
that's right.
Thank you.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so Nancy, for all intents and purposes, was not an anonymous older woman. She was not a figure that could have been just randomly targeted as we might suspect somebody else might do, would just, walk up to a random house and rob it. This was somebody who I believe knew her. Go ahead, Allison.
They went out of their way. I mean, and also you got to
Yes.
think there were multiple ransom notes. One we know was a fake
Multiple.
because that person's already been arrested.
That
And
was
it's gonna get
the
prosecuted.
idiot.
Yeah, the
Okay.
idiot.
This is the worst. Let me just say this. I want to get this out of my spirit because I'm a pretty, calm spirit. I'm somebody that doesn't like to be hateful or angry or mad. What that man did to interject himself into a crisis of a family
Yeah, it's terrible.
and demand Bitcoin of all things, and he was caught and arrested. So there are people popping up out of the woodwork who are looking to grift off or make some money. Now that's secondary to the legitimate ransom request of $6 million from the perpetrator. That's real. And that's by Savannah and Cameron and Annie's own admission. Savannah released another video saying that she believes her mother is alive. And I'm going to say something that might be, many of you might have other opinions. This is just solely for me. Maybe this is complete narcissism. I have to believe Nancy Guthrie is alive. I cannot accept she's passed. I cannot accept something horrible happened to her.
I believed this is where I'm at. I believed that she's alive. I'm torn because I believed she was completely alive until yesterday when the cryptic, "We got your message. We understand. We're asking you now. Please, let us celebrate
Let's
with her.
celebrate
Let
with
us have our
her.
mother so we can have peace." I'm
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
basically, give me
Yes,
my
ma'am.
mother's body, let us bury her and
Oh,
celebrate her life. That is, and I'm sorry, I'm
you
not
might be
being an
right.
ass,
No,
but
you
that
might be
is
right.
what I heard. Now, I think the tide shifted yesterday
Yeah.
when the Guthrie family was shown the Nest camera footage and the stills from it. And I think that's when Savannah Guthrie is like, F this shit show. I'm going to go put my
There
makeup
you go.
on and fix my hair and make my own damn video because these ransoms are bullshit.
That's
And I
right.
want my mother back. And she said, we need help and we need it now because she knew this footage would be released today.
Yes. Oh, honey, listen, do you remember there's a common phrase that's going around very, yes.
God, please don't say 6'7".
No, it's you're not holding all the cards. And I don't think that at this point in time, um, the kidnapper is holding all the cards. I think Savannah has
No,
found that she has an ace up her sleeve because otherwise, Allison, let me ask you this. Why would they let 2 deadlines pass? Because if it was, I don't even like my mother. I don't even like my mother, but if somebody said, I got your mother and you have to pay, let's talk about what would be in my means, $50 for your mother. I'd be like, damn, I gotta give up.
you stop 50. Did you just say if someone did a ransom, keep her? What do you
Yeah,
get? She's got
yes.
$50 in her purse.
Please keep Miss Marcy's. I didn't got. Listen. She's somebody who has been trouble for me in the past. But I will tell you what, I would still, because it's your mother. I would want to get my mother away from somebody who meant her harm. This has to be for Savannah, for Cameron, even for Annie. And trust me, let me tell you this. I watch Annie, Allison, every single
I do too,
time.
man. You ain't,
I'm
yeah.
like this. I am there. I
I
am
am
watching
zoomed
Annie.
in.
I am
Yeah.
watching it. In the
Yeah.
last couple of videos that were made, she sits like this. I'm like, girl, speak. This is your mother. Cameron has made a video. Savannah has made it.
Yeah.
These are
Cameron did
independent
make a
videos.
video.
He
Okay. Yeah.
did.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did. Cameron made his own video appealing to the public for help with his mother. Savannah has done it multiple times. As a family, they've done it twice. Where's Annie? Why isn't Annie? Listen, this is not to lead people or mislead people. I'm talking to
That's
you about what
true.
goes through my mind. What goes through my mind is I'm wondering how listen, Savannah looks a wreck. She doesn't look well.
Dude,
She looks like she's not sleeping. She
that
looks
first
like,
video, my God, my heart.
oh, girl. But Annie seems very composed and less talkative and very fixated. And that's not, she could be in shock. I would be in shock.
I
I would
think
be in
that
shock.
here's what could be going on. She could be in shock. Um, I also think sometimes, when I watch all these murder documentaries and shows,
Yes, ma'am.
it really chaps my ass when I hear someone say, well, they just weren't acting like someone whose wife just got murdered. Well, how the F do you know how some people shut down? Some people go into shock. If you
We
know
can't.
anything about mental wellness and the way the
Right.
brain works, everybody's
Is
reaction is
different.
different. And if
That's
you're going
right.
to convict someone because they didn't act the way you acted, if something happened, then you don't need to be a judge, jury, lawyer, nothing, because everybody. So, well, like I said before, that's why I'm kind of teetering a little bit because I'm watching her too. But I also think this might go back
But we would
to,
watch anybody, Allison. We would watch anybody.
oh
It doesn't matter that
yeah,
it's her.
I was watching the brother, dude.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
he ain't doing nothing. He's just a man. Men are
She's
men.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But I think, because this is where my brain goes, Annie Guthrie sitting there going, here we fucking go again. The golden child, center of attention. Even mom's missing. I'm the one sitting here taking care of her, me and Tommaso. And guess who's getting all the attention? Well, guess what?
Savannah.
You're the one who's going to be paying because I don't have $5 million, $6 million. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean? So
You
it's,
can't ignore the family dynamics that might
yeah,
develop out of a
families are
situation
not
like that.
perfect.
It would be
These
reckless.
sibling rivalry is natural. Even siblings that love each other and get somebody's got beef somewhere.
Of
Nobody walks on
course.
water, man. You know what I mean?
No, no.
Mm.
But the Allison, the reality is, what we've seen is a unified front thus far. In the collective videos that they've done together, it is Cameron, Savannah center stage, and Annie. Thomaso hasn't even appeared or made an appearance.
He
I
doesn't
want to
want
know.
to. You?
I don't listen. If I'm, especially in this day and age, if I am a brown man with any color of hair beyond blonde and dark eyes, I'm going to avoid the spotlight in times of chaos and
Yeah.
potential blame. I get it. Maybe and maybe because it's his mother-in-law, he also wants to defer to his spouse because it is her mother, which I completely understand as well. What I think is when they took material out of the daughter Guthrie's home,
Mhm.
and even though they have presented to the world, all of us, a unified front of a family grieving and worrying and disturbed over the loss of their mother, their 84-year-old mother, which is tragic by any scale. There's no other way to look at it. We as a public, our nature is to immediately look for the cause, the most easily accessible cause. And Thomaso is an easily accessible person to look at because we don't have anybody else. Annie is an
That's why
easy person to
yeah.
look at because we don't have anybody else. The police are obviously in her house. They're photographing things. They're compiling material. We don't know if it's evidence. We don't know if it's just to affirm that Annie was in their car and comparing fingerprints, or not Annie, but Nancy. We don't know what for. It's certainly not. There has, as the police keep saying over and over in their A-list stellar job. And I will kind of at this point, Allison, say I'm very disappointed in the Tucson police, only because I think that there have been multiple miscarriages in the handling of this situation. The negligence with regards
God,
to the tape. What if we had these pictures of this individual 7 days ago? We
God,
could be closer.
it's so odd the way this has been handled. And look,
Absolutely.
I have seen look, I'm not a police officer, I'm not a detective, I'm not CIA,
You qualify
FBI.
though, bitch.
I
You
am
qualify.
ADHD though. I am
And she's a
professional
true crime fan.
ADHD,
Yes,
officer
ma'am.
ADD, okay? I will say this. I have not seen crime tape go up and down like this. Now, I did hear
Right.
someone say on another podcast who is in law enforcement that it's kind of not unusual because of the media coverage. They are putting the tape up to keep them back.
But
So the excessive, but also yeah, but it looks bad. Like I said, Tucson's like the Mayberry of Arizona, dude.
yeah,
They don't
yeah,
know. The
what she
Sheriff
said.
Nanas is like, I have never done public speaking. What's a microphone? How does it work?
Right. Right. You're
He's so
right.
done with these questions. He answers them in a way that's annoying, but I get it because he's not, like I said, we don't know that. Can somebody ask me a question that I haven't answered? Or,
That's
it,
right.
what do you
That's right.
do?
And sometimes, it is not especially unusual for a detective to go and re-enter a crime scene to look for anything that might have been missed the first time. The
Right.
difference here with Nancy Guthrie's home is we can determine based on everything that we knew that this was the place that the kidnapping took place. We don't need to guess. We don't have to speculate. We know that she
Do
was
we?
taken from her home.
Do we
Yeah.
know she was, because who saw her go in the house?
So, Tom, I don't know what the story is now because it's changing quite rapidly, but who took her home, Allison? Who dropped her off after a dinner with family? Who was it? Who was it? Can you tell me person? Was it Tomaso? Was it Annie? Was it Tomaso and Annie? Did they drop her off, watch her walk into the garage and enter her home? Because we know that we know that her kidnapper was not already in the house. We know that he came from the outside. We know that he entered the house. We don't know what there was. This is another thing that really shocks me, Allison. No signs of forced entry. No signs of broken windows, broken doors, broken locks, which tells me that
They knew how to
he
get in.
managed to get in the house without any obstacles or anything in his way.
Have you ever seen those a lot of people have locks on their houses now that have a pin pad, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And some of these locks do have, some of them are just the keypad, but you want the one with the keypad with the backup key, because if something goes south and your keypad stops working, you got to get
That's
in
right.
and out.
That's right.
You've got, it could have been a keypad situation and they knew how to hack it. People are not stupid. Now, people are stupid when it comes to one thing. This
Because
Bitcoin nonsense. This is why I don't think it's a real ransom like that. And Lord, prove me wrong, please.
you make sense.
Cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is traceable. Look at me.
Yes.
It's traceable. It goes in a wallet and it sits there. That's fine. But once you dip in there to spend it, or you move a penny,
connected to a bank account,
it's
name
gonna
revealed.
get tracked.
That's right.
This bullshit is bullshit. This dog don't hunt, I'm telling you. And Savannah knows it. She
Now,
went
Allison,
for the jugular with that video.
But we know that the imposter, the person who attempted to exploit the situation for personal gain, demanded Bitcoin. Did the actual ransom letter that was initially released by TMZ, and that's a whole other thing. Listen to me. TMZ, instead of reporting to the police that they had received an email requiring a ransom for Mrs. Guthrie from the Guthrie family, instead of sending it to the police, went onto TMZ Live.
And it kills
TMZ, fuck you for that. Fuck you for that.
But the actual real, and I'm using air quotes, real ransom letter, did not, what people don't understand is this did not come in the form of an actual letter. It came through the tip line or the online where you fill it out.
Yeah.
That's where it came from. So you're going through all these things and like, oh shit, this is not
traceable to an IP. You can't find an IP.
So that it was filled out and that's how it was sent. So it's not like it's something, but I'm telling you, man, you can find anything. Don't get it twisted, because when this comes to light and they do get the kidnapper, the perpetrator, or whatever, when they do get the catfish, I said
and
it.
They will.
When they get this catfish.
Yes, ma'am.
All this is going to come out. Oh, well, see, we were able to trace this, and it did go back to that. And this was a hoax. Now, I'm not an expert. I think this was a red herring. I think this was smoke and mirrors. I think this was people deep in the web, deep out there, effing around. There are people that dark and nasty, or as my grandson says, just nasty. Nasty. Leave that to nasty.
That's right, Cloud. He knows it already.
he knows him nasty people.
There
They're out
are
there
many.
and they don't
Scary.
care. So, or maybe once they saw the footage, there could actually be a ransom, and they saw the footage before the deadline, and Savannah, Cameron, and Annie were like, F this shit show. We got your face.
That's
Fuck it.
right.
We're not giving you anything. And Savannah's like, I'm getting dolled up like I'm going on air at 7 a.m. Okay. And I'm telling you what's up. Screw you. I got you. I got the cards now. I got some of
Amen.
that debt.
That's right. That's right.
So
And
it still
that's
could
right.
be
Yes,
you know,
ma'am.
a ransom. I don't know. What are the updates? Do we have any updates? I'm gonna go to my live update.
You do that,
See if I'm
but the acquisition of these photos
Let me
provides
see.
us, the public and the authorities, a huge break. Because what I want you to remember is we live in an era of AI. And for example, one of the members of ICE who had shot a woman in the face but wore a mask was able to have his identity revealed using AI by plebs who were able to fill in the rest of the features.
Dude,
I
I've seen
don't
some
doubt.
AI blow your mind, man. I've seen some
I
AI that'll blow your mind.
Honey, it's shocking. It's shocking
Yeah.
today, but I don't doubt there are people who have the eyes and the mouth and the mustache now in their crosshairs, and they're working to put together the nose and the rest of the facial features. And they will, I am sure these people who are sort of like visual geniuses in terms of collecting data when it comes to AI, will let us know if this man has a beard that's shoved up underneath there.
Oh, you
Because
know the sleuths are on it, man, and they're the ones that you want on
that's
it.
right. That's right. That's right. Because have you usually nowadays, and I listen, I'm in a red state. I'm in Ohio, so a lot of people have beards and mustaches and all that
Yeah.
thing. That's a trend nowadays. I wouldn't be surprised. We saw a little bit of the mustache in the photo. Do you have that
Yeah.
photo where we could make out the mustache just above the nose, and
I'm
it's a
trying to
black
see if I can
mustache?
find a better picture. That's what I'm
It's
looking
a
for. Let me see if I can find a better
And
picture of his face.
what do
But I
you
do have
think? There was Vanity Fair taking his picture through the Nest camera. You're gonna find one picture.
well, hold on. I'd have an update. I have an
Oh,
update.
oh.
As of Tuesday, February 10th, 2026 at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's now, on the ground, law enforcement searching for Nancy Guthrie is canvassing the Arizona neighborhood of her daughter, Annie. See, this is the
It goes
activity
back
comes
again.
just comes hours after FBI released surveillance footage outside of Nancy Guthrie's front door taken the night of the disappeared. So right now, they're canvassing the neighborhood of
Of
Annie and
Annie.
Tommaso. Um, that could mean a number of things. I don't know, but this is where you feel like you're in the movie Vegas
Go.
Vacation with Chevy Chase in
Yep.
the car, and you keep going around Big Ben and he can't get
Yep.
member. Oh, there's Big
That's
Ben
right.
again.
That's right. We're going in circles.
We're going in circles, but every
But the
time we get
circle
out of
keeps
the
going
circle, where do we end up? Where do we end up?
right back in Annie's house or neighborhood. Annie and
With another
Tommaso.
impounded vehicle.
Uh,
What are we
and
doing?
so we're back in Annie's squadron. We're back there in her sort of hovel. We're back there. Yesterday, there were people taking photographs. There were people collecting evidence. There were people taking things out to cars from her home. Now, it's important to remember that this is also where Savannah is staying. She is living presently in the home of Annie and Tommaso. So I don't know that would probably be the best place for her under these circumstances if they're going to start investigating them a little bit harder, because it could have been That Annie had told somebody, my sister, my mother, or Thomaso could have said, hey, my mother-in-law has another daughter that's worth $40 million. She does. It could have been anything. And it could have been somebody who said, oh, wow, that kind of sets off a firework in my brain. And I want to go see what I can get from this situation, grift off of it. But the reality is now this is the fourth time. This is the fourth time that I'm aware of, at least. You might be aware of more, that they have focused on the area or the home of Annie
Yeah,
Guthrie
it
and her
keeps going
husband.
back there,
Yeah,
and I think that one thing that we need to remember is apparently that is the one of the last places that she
would have
she
been.
went to before
Yep,
she went missing. So of
that's
course
right.
they're going to go to that well. And
Absolutely.
speaking of wells, they're also looking at manholes and
Yeah.
places like that to make sure she didn't fall in. Um, but obviously, she didn't. I'm looking right now and there isn't any. I'm trying to find a picture that's more clear than the one that I had pulled up, but I'm not gonna freaking find
Does it,
one. So I'm just gonna pull up
it,
the other one.
no, honey, it wasn't a Vanity Fair photo shoot. This is just straight off the ring cam. Grab
Well,
them.
he's acting like it is. Damn.
Right? Isn't he? I mean,
Got
this
his
man's sitting at,
eyelashes on fleek. What are you doing, you nasty? You nasty ass with your little ski mask and your flash. You got flash on your trail. You
his
didn't see that movie,
eyelashes.
man? Sorry, I'm s
His eyelashes on fleek, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't even know
He,
if that's a
he had,
thing.
maybe it's history, maybe it's Maybelline. He had it together though. I mean,
That
let's
looks
say
like a
his
more
eyes were
Urban
popping.
Decay.
Or oh,
Urban Decay mascara. I'm sorry.
come on. Yeah, listen. This is a man, dark-eyed, dark hair. We can easily
Here we go.
coalesce that much. There
Where are
you
we going?
go.
We're going
There
back
you go.
here?
Look
Oh,
at those
God.
eyelashes. Look at those eyes.
Terrible.
Those are brown eyes. There's a now he's holding a flashlight in his mouth here that's facing the ring cam. So you can't really see the mustache that's very evident in other photos. He has a black trim mustache
He
above
does.
the upper lip, which kind of led me to believe that potentially there could be more facial hair growth, which is why the fuller look of the mask.
Dude, that's a beard. I'm gonna call it. That's a
Yes,
beard
ma'am.
tucked
It does
in.
look it.
He tucked.
Yes, it
Okay.
does look like that.
He did a different kind of tuck.
Because
Okay.
also the high neck. Did you
Yeah.
notice the high neck of the jacket?
Is
To
so
just
high because
yeah,
when you've got a beard, okay? My husband has a beard, but it's not like a ZZ Top beard that they can't get rid of in the South. He's got just a regular beard, but some guys shave it all the way up to here and they have that weird thin thing. My husband doesn't
yep,
do that. He hates it. He still has hair on his under his chin, right? He has hair to here. And
the bootstrap.
sometimes it's on your neck if
Yep,
you haven't shaved a day or two. So that's what he's covering up. That's a freaking beard. Even if he had a fat face, which he doesn't look like he's fat, there's no reason for his face to
to
be
be that
that
full.
damn round.
Exactly. And there is no contouring to speak of. There is no indent in the cheekbones. There is no form or frame of the head, which tells us that he has got facial hair shoved up underneath his mask. And that is filling out any kind of identifiable features or indents. He's got the very dark eyebrows, the dark mustache. And you know what? Wearing a big beard is not my ex-husband had a very big beard. I was married. We were together for 17, 18 years. He had a very big beard. He had a mustache. But I say a mustache. It all was one. It was like one thing. It was like one of those gizmos just hanging off his face.
He had a gizmo glued to his face.
It looked like it. It looked like he had a freaking gremlin stuck up here that was just sort of hanging off and dangling in the wind. Now,
Yeah.
listen, Bob, that was his taste. It's interesting because I know that a lot of people in the investigation thus far, they have looked at Thomaso. They're going to look at everybody, and that's important to remember. Ashley Banfield, a journalist person who
I
I
know. Yeah, I
know
know who she is. Yeah.
personally. I,
Oh.
I have a lot of respect for her.
Mm.
She has also looked at a lot of this material.
I just
She
discovered her
feels
YouTube channel. I'm sorry. I
Ashley,
just discovered her YouTube channel
she's
this
incredible.
week. I'm addicted.
She's good.
It's so funny
You're
you bring
just
that
as
up.
good. You're just as good. Ashley Banfield thinks that Thomaso is primarily at this point in time the prime suspect, as where
Well, she
all
has a
roads are leading
source.
to.
She has
Right.
like a big, like
She
she has
does.
said, I have a source and I'm
Inside the
not
police
making this
department.
up. Yeah.
Inside the police department. And now we can't make any allegations. We can't make any, it would be to mine and Allison's detriment to do that. Ashley has a league of 500 lawyers behind her. So
This, do you know what they're calling this guy? He's not a suspect. He's a prime subject. That's what I was trying to remember earlier.
what's
He's a
with the
subject of
language?
interest. He's a subject of
He's at her
interest.
door with a mask on and he's a
Dude,
subject of
like
interest.
I said, if this mother effer shows up at my house at 2:00 in the morning and he ain't been shot yet, then he is a suspect and I'm a
Girl,
subject. What?
who else is going to be at this woman's house at 2:00 in the morning in a ski mask, ripping her weeds out the ground, taking her doorbell off? What?
This has got to stop.
I'm so sick and tired of this
shit
game
has
plan.
got- Call it what it is.
Call it
Stop
what it
being
is.
so gosh damn sensitive.
This is the
Okay?
man.
We don't care. He's a suspect.
Absolutely.
Okay? We're not going to sit here and talk. God, I'm not changing my verbiage so this guy's feelings don't get hurt. You know what
Thank
hurts
you.
my feelings? His fucking eyebrows. Okay, that's terrible.
Exactly.
You couldn't have covered that up. I got to look at this now, and I can't unsee a pencil
Look at me.
thin unibrow. It's
Oh
terrible.
my
I'm
God.
having nightmares today. This poor woman has been
Now,
kidnapped by
Allison,
this asshole, and it's killing me. What has he done with her?
do you have
Where
a
is
picture of
he?
Tommaso?
Tommaso? I can look him up.
I want to see if his eyebrow. I'm not saying for the sake of implicating. I'm just curious because the dark features. Is the mask cutting off some of his eyebrow? Could the eyebrows potentially be much thicker and bigger? Because I think we're looking at what might appear thin, but I think the holes might be cutting off some really big, bushy eyebrows.
Man, I'm trying to see. If
Allison's going to
they're-
get a picture. She's going to get us this. There's a picture of this man. You're able to see his lips. You're able to see the mustache. She's going to do that. I'm going to get a drink and I will be right back.
I'm trying to figure. Somebody had a comparison, and
Of Tommaso?
no, somebody else. Hold on, go get your drink. Hold on, I'm
Okay,
putting something
do it,
up.
girl. Do it, girl.
Okay, so February. Okay, wait a minute. What is this? The Sunday Guardian has got February 11th, 2026. Unless this is another country. Dominic Evans is known to be part of Early Black as their drummer, and there is no known record of him with authorities regarding any criminal activity. He does not seem to be named as a suspect. Well, who is he? Hold on. Okay. Social media strikes up. Okay, so social media. Okay, viral claims naming Dominic Evans, and I'm going to share this. This is interesting. I'm not saying this is listen, Stefan, I see you in the chat. You don't have a unibrow, and if you do, it is such a snazzy unibrow and beautiful that I don't notice. So you keep it well. You know, I don't like it when people got the unibrow and it's really uncontrolled and not maintained. It gets on my nerves. Like I got to look at, unkept facial hair. Give me a break. Okay. Who is Dominic Evans? Okay, here we go. So I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me double check. Okay. So I hate it when it does that. Like that other part of the screen. Anyway, so apparently this guy has come under some speculation through the internet. These are viral claims. This isn't police. This isn't authorities. This isn't FBI. But it is someone that is circulating. Okay. His name is Dominic Evans, and the case remains unverified as FBI urges people to take. This is just someone that could fit the profile and have reached out. Who is he? He's in a band. He has no relation to the disappearance. There's insufficient evidence. Is he linked to the masked figure in the video? No. Law enforcement agency mentioned this masked individual as Dominic Evans. That's not him. There's a grainy video, so they're saying this is just the internet, okay? This isn't an actual suspect. So
where did they get him from? This is the guy in the band with Tommaso?
No, this is just some guy in a band that they've compared the picture to.
Okay.
I mean,
again, you're looking at dark features, brown eyes, mustache.
To profile
an innocent person,
people, because of what we're seeing. Okay.
Right.
And I hate that this guy is not even, and he's being already run through the internet, but the authorities are saying it's not, they don't even know. So I'm going to go, I don't know.
Another thing to remember is that a lot of those people in that neighborhood employ landscapers. They employ, pool cleaners. There's people who oftentimes it's a wealthy neighborhood, guys. We're not gonna, trip over our language. It's a place where if you looked at the street map, you recognize that these houses are not in a lower end income bracket. So it's a lot of service people around that area. And I remember at first,
white, you're gonna stick out.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
That's the thick and curlies on the nuts.
And it doesn't have anything to do with race or anything. Listen, we're looking for dark features. And the reason that I say dark features is, as Allison says, the subject of interest. The subject of interest. Listen, it's a this is the man who did it. This is who we're looking for. I'm so sick and tired of this, wordplay. There's nobody else going to show up at this 84-year-old lady's door. It's not like she had a hopping social life and random men from Tinder showing up at her door. Okay.
Okay. I get the connection. I get that. Here we go. This is why there's a connection. And remember I told y'all he was in a band, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oops. Wrong one. Hold on.
Okay.
God dang it.
I
don't understand why I can't just go to share a screen and the one that I want comes up. It would be,
it's too easy.
What is this shit? Hold on. I'm sorry. I've got like the perfect thing up right now, and I got some gosh damn thing asking me if I want to lose weight. What? If I lose any more weight, I can't go out. Some wind's going to blow me away. Okay.
She can't.
I'm sorry, God. Here we go.
She can't. Sorry, Jesus.
Sorry, Jesus. Shit. Okay. Hold your horses. You see what I'm saying? Okay. That is Tommaso. That is Tommaso next to Dominic Evans. You see it? Dominic Evans, what is his connection to the Guthrie son-in-law, Tommaso Cioni? Dominic Evans was a bandmate of Tommaso. I'm sorry, I'm Southern, so I'm not gonna pronounce. Cioni, I don't know. The two men formed the band Early Black in 2007, so they are bandmates. That is a thick stash.
That looks like round fucking head.
Girl,
let's see.
That's a 70s bush. I'm sorry. That is.
That's no lie. Listen, I need you. Can you? This man, that's a beard and that's a round
I'm
head.
trying to do a
I
side. I
need to
can't do a
imagine.
side by side.
I want to see half his eyebrows covered. I shouldn't be
Okay,
saying this.
let me
I shouldn't. I
try.
don't want to. Obviously, this is the last thing I want is for anybody close to Nancy to be implicated in any form or
No,
fashion
I mean,
because
that's
it's her
not what we
family.
want either. But I
Right.
mean,
We
let
don't
me
want that.
scroll. Okay, now
But we'd
look.
be
I mean, what do you
negligent. We'd
see?
be.
Look
Uh,
at what
uh,
I can't.
oh
What are
my
we doing?
God. You're right. Yes.
You see?
Brow. Allison, that's scary to me, girl.
Okay, now look at the mouth. Oh
That's.
my God.
Oh my God.
I wish I could do a side by side. Okay, oh look,
Oh
printable
my
chair
goodness.
yoga down there. What?
Printable chair yoga.
What is
Printable
that?
chair
I've always
for,
wanted to do that.
for seniors.
It can hear
That's
me.
right up our.
I'm
It's
almost a
right up.
senior. Okay, so yeah, there's some similarity. Look here. Okay, so can you see me backspacing?
No, you're good.
Okay, let me get in here. Let's get in here. Tommaso. Wow. Let's get it. Okay, that picture is 19 years old. So let's keep
That
that.
is? That's
Yeah,
19
it's
years
from
old?
2007. That's 2007. So let's
Wow.
be fair. Let's be fair. Wow, you would think that there would be who is this? Oh.
It is. Oh, this is
Oh
2012.
shit. What is this? Who is
What'd
this?
you find?
Derek Kallela pictured has been accused of sending fake ransom texts to Savannah and her sister and brother-in-law. Okay.
Somebody
This
else. Listen, girl, that's pissing me off. There's a real 84-year-old
yeah.
woman missing,
So
and
that's
y'all are
not
playing up in their faces. How would you feel if that was your mother? How would you feel if that was your mother? This is just insane to me that anybody would have such a lack of conscience to send fake efforts to profiteer off this woman's grief, off these people's grief. That's sick.
it makes me sad. I'm trying to find a good picture, and this is really weird that there aren't that many. Here's another one. Man,
But
the
he's in a
Hindu
band. There
Times
should
is
be.
on it.
Yes,
Huh?
they are. Girl, I'm looking at the Hindu Times as
Are
we
you
speak.
is
The
he
three
holding a
people.
black poodle? Is he holding a black poodle standing next to
It's a.
Nancy?
I'm looking at a man in black, and then Thomaso is on the right in brown, and then there's another gentleman to the left in a white shirt. And there is.
Okay, here we go. Look.
Yes.
This
Let
is
me
a
see.
recent picture. You see this?
Okay. All right. And
I don't
he's
look
great.
how gray that beard is.
His beard went gray, and let me tell you, I can tell you this from experience, ladies and gentlemen. When the hair on the head starts growing gray, so does the hair everywhere else.
It's gray, dude.
This
Maybe he
that
colors his eyebrows. I don't know.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. My dad is Lebanese, and
Okay.
so he looks like he's got gray octopuses reaching out of his eyebrows, trying to attack you if you get too close. He must dye his eyebrows. I'm assuming he dyes his eyebrows.
Okay, now that I'm looking at this, okay, now if we go back and look at the other, where you can see the mustache in the picture, it's very black, it's very dark, and I do
Yes.
not think night vision interferes with facial hair. I think it's
No.
eyes and stuff
Yes.
like that. It's
Anything
not
reflective.
yeah, anything reflective.
Right.
I did a really bad when I very first okay, here we go. When I very first started this journey, I like to call my weekly meltdown. One of the first videos that I did was Fear the Walking Dead when it started.
I
Season 1.
remember.
I did that video in night vision. And my
Oh,
hair was long and blonde. So it looked blonde. Okay.
over.
But my eyes didn't look the same. My lips didn't look the same. I'm sure if I had a beard, it still would have been blonde like my hair. you know?
Right.
So I don't think it has anything to do with that. So see, now that I've looked at that,
Does it make you feel better? A little bit of relief?
it makes me feel better, but I also feel like if it's not them, they could
Then
have someone work. But I'm gonna stick to this, and I will download. We're gonna wrap this up soon because really there isn't anywhere. If we get any more updates, though,
yes.
we're gonna update this anyway.
We're on this
Seriously,
24/7,
we got to give
honey.
this a day or two
We're
to see
watching
where
this.
it's going. We are going to keep y'all updated, but I will
That's
say
right.
this. As of right now, where I stand at 7:45 Central on February 10th, 2026, I believe it is someone that stalked her and had this planned. I would say for months, even a year, had her medication, knew what she was going to take, knew the lay of the land, the house, because they put in the time and they did the work. And if that is the case, I think they have nothing to do with the family. Because I think if we're going
I
down
hope
there,
so.
they
I
have
hope
nothing to
so.
do with the family. I don't want the family to have anything to do with this. I honestly don't think Savannah had anything to do with it. She was in New York. I don't think her
Oh,
brother
God,
had
no.
anything to. I
No.
do think there's some family therapy that probably needs to be going on with Annie and her brother and sister because obviously
Sure.
she's the one taking care of the mom while everybody else is off living their lives. And that ain't fair. So that could just be an extra baggage that's being brought on this plane that's about to crash. It
That's
doesn't have
right.
anything to do with it. It's just weighting
That's
it
right.
down.
Just family drama doesn't equate kidnapping in the middle of the night. You
No,
know,
but
not usually. Not usually. But what I will tell you, Allison, is my belief is that it is somebody that the family knows. I have conviction in my spirit that it is somebody the
Mhm.
family knows. I think they knew when they were going to bring Nancy home. I think they knew where her cameras were located. I think they knew how to prepare. I think
Mhm.
they knew where she lived. I think they
Yep.
knew where the cameras were situated. I think they had made a plan. They showed up with a backpack and a mask and gloves, and they knew who they were taking. So she was not a stranger to them. This was not an impulsive, random kidnapping. Whether it was somebody who Nancy knew specifically or somebody who knew of Savannah's personal wealth and thought that they could leverage her mother as leverage,
Yeah.
as like a sieve to just turn it off and on. What we do know in terms of just in closing is that there have been two deadlines presented from the people who have taken Nancy Guthrie, and both deadlines have now passed.
Yeah.
I don't understand that because it's the last I knew prior to now was Savannah releasing a video saying, "We will pay. We just want her back. We want to celebrate." And then today, Savannah released a post saying that she believes her mother is alive. If she does, I do. Because she knows more than we do.
Right. And like I said, her turning the tide and making a video, a complete 180 from the
Yeah,
one she did the day before, where she put makeup on and did it herself, really, that screams volumes to me.
I feel like
And
though. Do you think they're making headway though? Because listen, why wouldn't they pay the ransom by the deadline?
dude, I'm telling you, there ain't no ransom. I'm failing as I live and breathe. If this guy does not get caught from this shit,
Oh,
we
he needs
better
to.
have someone in cuffs in 5 minutes.
Amen.
You
Amen,
have
sister.
somebody's got to recognize them tinnies, the
Yep.
pants, that jacket, that
The leather
somebody
gloves.
sold that to him as at Academy Sports or Dick's
That's
Sporting
right.
Goods. I don't know.
Amen.
You got to know. What kind of ski mask is that? I'm sorry, that's Tucson, Arizona. It doesn't get really cold there. So
That's
where'd you get it?
right. Oh, God, that's a really good point, Allison. Tucson, Arizona. At the
That would
coldest,
be
it's 60 degrees at night. What
that would
is
stick
this?
out,
Yeah,
right?
somebody coming in and buying winter gear in Arizona? Ski
Okay,
masks?
so in Memphis, Tennessee, we just had our snowstorm where this city was shut down for like 11 days. It was crazy.
Oh, babe, I was worried
Um,
about you.
we don't have like these big snow overalls and boots and all this crazy stuff, dude. I had to order snow boots off Amazon a week prior
Yes.
because then nobody have nothing around here. So when I'm flailing around making snowballs by myself with my cat, I didn't fall and die. So, I mean, so if somebody's in Tucson, Arizona, or any of those southern, like, seriously, think
That's
about
right.
that. And, I know
It's a
that
desert.
now I will say this, my sister lives in Vegas, okay? And
Okay.
at night,
It
it
does
gets
get cold.
cold.
Yeah.
So it might not be unheard of to have that, but I mean, seriously,
But it wouldn't be typical, even if nobody's leaving their home at 1 o'clock in the morning to go kidnap somebody with a mask on and gloves. Something tells me that given the fact that this man showed up in this neighborhood at this particular now, remember that while it's rural, it's not an empty street. There is a house like 5 houses down, separated in terms of lot space from her. She lives on what is
right.
it, a 4-acre parcel. So I think that, everybody has adequate space for their privacy, but it's not like she's got miles between her and other people. And that's why initially the police went up and down the street asking every single person for ring cam footage, for any kind of documentation of street view where they might have seen a car go by that was identifiable.
You know how many
It's
people have cameras and they let the battery run
everybody.
out and they
Oh,
never, yeah, like, oh, I've got cameras, but I
yeah,
haven't
me.
replaced them. Well, damn it, you lazy ass probably held the key. Let me tell every one of y'all lazy
Yes.
butts right now. Go out there and change them damn batteries.
Yes,
Stop it.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Also, I have two things real quick. Well, it's not going to be quick, but here's it. I was listening to your friend, Ashley Banfield, and
Yeah.
she was talking about this. This is what needs to happen now that we have footage. America's Most Wanted. Throw this shit
Amen.
up on America's Most Wanted. It will play in multiple countries. She was
Yeah.
talking about a guy that got caught in Thailand or Taiwan or something.
Yeah.
And he almost got away
Yeah.
with it. And it wasn't until years later when it was on America's Most Wanted and somebody in Taiwan recognized the dude and he got extradited back to the United States. That's what needs to happen. Also, Tyler could not be here because he's in Thailand. No relation
We're so
to this
jealous.
case right now. But he and I, because, Phelan, I'm obsessed with the JonBenet Ramsey case.
Oh,
That
girl. Yes.
30 years I'm still invested and I will die on this sword. I think Burke Ramsey,
More
oh,
developments are happening, and he
I'm
couldn't do an
telling
interview
you,
without
man,
laughing.
I think he accidentally killed his sister for touching his choo-choo trains,
Yep.
and tried to make it look like it was something it wasn't from what he's seen on TV, and mommy and daddy covered it up. That's
You
it.
watched
Period.
the Dr. Phil interview, didn't you? Where he
I've seen them
smiled.
all. I've
Girl,
seen them all.
how do you
Yeah.
say my sister was murdered with a ear-to-ear grin on your face?
Well, they're trying to say it's because he's a bit on the spectrum.
Aren't we
So
all?
I don't care if he's on the spectrum. No. Here's another
That's
thing.
not. Yeah.
Does anybody know where Burke Ramsey was on the morning of January 31st? Was he in Tucson? Could that be Burke Ramsey? He got away with it once. He's got money.
emboldened.
He's rich as shit.
He's emboldened.
I'm going to tell you right now, she's in Colorado.
Yeah.
She's in Colorado somewhere. It ain't that far, is it?
They say that there's a 700 radius they're looking in for her.
Well,
Right?
think about the time span.
Right.
There's a 12. Nobody went looking for her till noonish.
No,
There was a
and
10-hour window of
and where are you?
travel time.
Yes. And where are you going to take a disabled 84-year-old woman who can't walk?
By yourself.
By yourself.
By yourself. And you've never taken care of someone, or you could have. I don't know. This person had help.
Girl,
He had a lookout.
that's right.
Somebody sitting in a truck van down the street out of camera view. All of it. This was set up. This was cased.
That's
period.
right. And this is what thwarts me from being suspicious of Annie and Tommaso. That would be the easiest go-to. That would be the lowest hanging fruit, is to go right directly there. I think it has to be more complex than that. With regards to their lack of involvement or even their involvement. If there is any element of these two or either one of them that were involved with this, it would be via somebody they knew and disclosed information to, or that they didn't ask to do this and who decided to do that based on the information they had from them on their own. Right? Because she's a woman with a wealthy daughter. I still think that given that this has boiled down to ransom, it is about money. Why else would you be holding an 84-year-old woman? She's no good to you.
Because they found out who she's related to.
Exactly.
And that's what's going on here. And
that's right.
Now you ain't getting no money, and you're stuck with a 84-year-old woman who you're going to need to get a refill on those, depending on how much.
That's right.
Because I'm guaranteed they stocked up on that stuff.
They better have. They can't leave this woman to sit and perish because of her disabilities, because then what does that do for them with acquiring the money? This $6 million is not a little bit of money. That's a significant sum.
Look, the reward money, $50,000, that's good enough for me.
Girl, it makes me want to go to Arizona.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. If I go missing, Phelan, y'all better, even if you don't have it, you better offer more than $50,000.
I'd be so pissed off if you disappear. If you get kidnapped, girl, I'm going to kill you. I can't deal with that kind of stress in my life. I'm having a heart attack. This woman I don't even know, and it's got me all kinds of fucked up.
Yeah, I pray for her every night. Like, I'm thinking about this every night. And it's just, what does she get beamed up by aliens? I mean, what are we doing here?
There is
something brewing in the back. I'm telling, be assured, rest assured. The Tucson Police Department, God bless them, this load is too heavy.
Bless their hearts. Bless their hearts.
It's too heavy, man.
Come on, Miss Memphis. Bless their hearts.
They can't handle it. And they're doing the best they can. And I'm not shitting on them. I'm just saying this is a lot for anybody to deal with. This isn't just someone's mom that got killed. This is a celebrity. So, I mean.
But you see, yes, she is a celebrity because she's been on the Today Show. But I still, my most fervent idea that has propelled me forward in being so impassioned by this is that she's a mom.
Yeah.
She's a mom. She's a grandma. Who takes a grandma?
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, if you'd have to, Cloud, and I mean, my grandchildren.
Yeah.
If this happened to me and I was a lot of my grandson would be, I know my oldest won't be right here.
Allison, if you disappeared, I'd be so pissed at you, I'd come looking for you.
Look, all you got to do is tell me the kidnapper touched my husband's wiener, and I'll find that sumbitch. I tell you right now, I don't know how y'all do things up north, west, and the east, but in the south, all you got to do is tell me somebody's done touched my husband or done something, and I will have that bitch in the back of my car, hogtied, covered, weighted down with kitty litter, so it can't move. Done. No. What else you need? Anybody else missing? Cassie Lee, 7400. Did you see the band member? Yes, Don. We were talking about that earlier. The
Oh,
police.
rewind.
We looked. Yeah, we were talking about that, Cassie. Thank you for the question. The authorities have ruled him out as of right now. He's ruled out. He doesn't. He's
But
not
everybody
tied
is.
to it at all.
It-
But yeah, but here's the
Everybody's,
thing:
there is
everybody's ruled
no
out.
suspect.
There's
There is no
nobody
suspect.
until there is somebody.
Even the
Frank
guy
Hooker,
in
I'm
the
telling you
mask
how
is
they
a
did
person
that.
of interest.
He's not even a suspect. He's a subject.
A subject of interest at 2:00 in the morning in a ski mask at her door.
The next time somebody accuses me of something, I'll be like, I don't appreciate you making me feel like I'm a subject.
Allison, you're a person of interest.
What is that? A POI? I'm a POI subject? Where did this even come from?
We ain't even important enough to be a suspect. We're just a person of interest, girl.
I'm just a POI, man. I'm a person
We're just
of interest.
She's just a grinder date.
Yeah, I ain't nothing. You subject. I'm so tiny. I'm not even a subject. You know what I'm like a half post-it note, you know? Look, we're not even thinking about Allison Kelly. We're not even considering, she's not even a full post-it. She's a memo tab.
She's got a post-it.
She's a memo tab. You know, the kind that don't stick, that you put to like sign here on your divorce papers, signed by that's me. And I don't stick, and I fly off into oblivion, and I'm left on the floor on the bottom of someone's dog shit filled shoe. That's it.
The good thing, Allison, the good thing about you is if you got kidnapped, you'd be returned really quick. Just like
my husband says it all the time. I'm like, aren't you worried? There's like a kidnapper or something going on. And my husband's like, honey, you would chew through that tape with them teeth.
That's what Bob told me. Bob used to tell me, he's like, I don't give a shit. I'm never worried about anything happening to you. Whoever ever took you would bring you back.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think they would even want to bring me back, because that would get them caught even more on all that. Because all these people do have cameras at work. They would just dump me out on the interstate,
right?
Hog-tied duct tape.
That's right. I mean, listen, nobody wants somebody, unless there's a real benefit to it. Nobody wants somebody. And me and Allison would both nag our kidnappers to death. We'd be critiquing.
I'm not an 84-year-old woman. Try me.
Try her. Don't try.
Listen, you want it. Why don't you pick on somebody who can fight back? What kind of pussy bitch?
Exactly.
Kidnaps an 84-year-old woman.
Exactly.
Pacemaker.
Thank
Who
you.
are you?
Thank
what
you.
Level
You
of hell
sick.
did you
sick.
climb out of? You're a terrible, terrible human being.
Amen.
Terrible. You're
That's
horrible.
right.
And when you get caught, I hope they run a train on you in prison.
Amen. Yes. With
Terrible.
every 12-inch black cock.
I mean,
every one of them, honey.
Wiener.
Yes, ma'am.
In every opening.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Because whoever picks on somebody vulnerable, somebody who couldn't defend, let's face it, Nancy couldn't have defended herself. She was not in a position to, which already makes it very unfair.
Defenseless.
That's a coward. This person is a coward. This is not a kidnapper I have any respect for. This was not even clever. You could have went. I went after Oprah's grandmother or mother. Like, who's going to go after Savannah Guthrie? That poor woman. What you have put her and her family through for $40 million. Oprah's worth a couple billion. I would have taken Gayle King and said, Oprah, pay me.
Why don't you go after the owner of Bitcoin, since you're so into fucking Bitcoin?
Because I think is it his identity secret, that man who created that? Like, we're not allowed to know. It's like weird. It's so crazy. But Bitcoin, listen, I understand that it's 2026, but who's going to ask for cryptocurrency in return for a human being? A cryptocurrency is trackable, like Allison said. Every person who received cryptocurrency has a wallet that is
Mhm.
comprised of about 100 different uh, characters, lowercase, uppercase, special characters, things of that
Uh-huh.
nature. But the reality is, the second, as Allison pointed out earlier, that you shuttle out any money, let's say it's $500,000 in Bitcoin, from your account in Bitcoin format to a real life bank, your real life bank is in your name. You can't open a bank and account in a fake name. They know who you are then. Ain't that
You
right?
It's like a preloaded gift card. Yeah, I can
That's
give you
right.
a Visa card with $1,000 on it. And once you leave with that card, now you can go spend that anonymously anywhere you want. But that card can be traced. And if you went up to you went into Old
W-
Navy and bought some
Yep.
flare jeans and some t-shirts
There's a camera
and they
right
got you
there.
on camera, that's it, man.
Swiping that card.
You might as well just
Give it up.
end it. You drop that poor woman off in a mall parking lot
That's right.
and just go away and take
Let
care of yourself and
you,
I'm you know what I'm saying, not in a
if
good
I,
way.
if I could leave a message to the person that has Nancy Guthrie, if I could say one thing, it would follow up on what you said. Let her go. Just let her
Let her
go.
go, man.
She doesn't deserve this. Her family doesn't deserve this. Let her go.
No.
If you drop her off in the middle of a parking lot at a closed mall in the middle of the night where there's nobody in sight, do that. I'm not interested in justice as much as I want this woman to live.
Drop her off at a fire station like
Anywhere.
people drop off their babies.
Right. Let her go. Just this is never going to end well for the person who has her. That's the first thing we need to acknowledge, is this is not going to end well. Regardless if there's some incompetency, if there's some negligence, if there's some, some issues with the local police department, they're now getting their shit together, and they will find you. They will find this. If I could ask and beg of one thing, is please don't hurt that lady. Please don't
Yeah.
hurt her. That lady is do you know how hard it is to live to 40, much less 84?
Dude, I'm
It's
on
so
the
hard.
eve of 49 and I'm hurt. Listen to this. My lower left back hurts for no reason. It keeps me up now at night. Um, I'm really afraid to
Your lo-
poop.
your
If
lower
I have
left.
a bowel movement that is a little tough, I'm about to pass out from my back hurt. If I sneeze, sometimes I pee a little. And guess
A
what?
little
My back
bit.
starts hurt. I don't get it, man. I can't imagine what that woman's going through.
At 84, if you think it's tough at our age, Allison, 84, 84. I don't want the hemorrhoids and the gout and the bunions and the bad
You don't have
back
a
and the
hemorrhoid yet? If you haven't had a
no,
hemorrhoid
not
yet?
no, girl, not yet, but I'm sure that's in my future somewhere. I might have to read my tarot, because I am sure. I mean, it's something that I feel like is just inevitable. If something's going to go wrong with the best part of me, it'll be my ass, because my face looks like hell. So the only thing I got
Stop
to
it.
sell
You're
is my
beautiful.
ass. Who's going to pay
Listen.
for that if it's got a big old purple waffle looking at you? I don't know.
Oh,
But if
what?
a purple, is it a purple waffle? I think it's a blue waffle. Actually, I don't Google it because I've
I don't
heard
know what
horrible.
that means, and I'm
That's
scared.
good. Allison, you don't want to know. Don't look. I should have never said a thing. You God-loving spiritual human being. You don't look up blue waffle. Don't look it
Well,
up.
guess
Don't
what
look
I'm
up.
doing when we get off?
I know.
I'm Googling
I
purple. You know I'm going to do it.
know
You
you
won't
will.
tell me not to do something because I'm going to do
I
it.
know. The second I thought I opened my mouth, I said, "Girl, you've already invited this lady's going. She's going to go look. She's going to go look." I knew the second, because I know you like
You
the
know
back of
what?
my hand, girl.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. The biggest mistake Tyler Lyons Bowie ever said to me was when we were watching a heated rivalry. We were talking about it. He goes, "Don't Google frauding,
Frogging.
frotting. It's apparently a gay man sexual thing." It's called frotting, Frotting. And I Googled it.
Okay.
And
Did
he
you?
hates himself. He didn't hear the end of it. Literally.
I have never
And
heard
he
of that.
knows
So,
better.
of course, now I am, and being the curious type that I am, I have to look up frauding to see what the hell that means
Well,
because I
listen,
don't
on
know.
that note, frotting and blue waffles,
Yes. We've
please
spent
call
it.
the FBI, man. 1-800-225-5324. It's in the
Yes.
comments. 1-800-225-5324.
Bring
Call
Nancy
them.
home.
Anything. Listen, you're important. You matter. What you
Yes.
see matters. It may seem like nothing to you and it may be nothing to them, but you stepped up and you did something.
Amen. Even if you're 500,
Do it.
1,000 miles away, we don't know where she is. We don't know the proximity. We don't know. It could be in your local Starbucks. It could be at the local mall. It could be at local McDonald's. It could be in the local shop that you're in. It could be anywhere. If you see something, please, in pursuit of, I feel like we're in a race against time here because I don't know how long these people will allow her, or if they will get desperate, afraid, panicky, and do the unthinkable. I think we have a window of time where we can get her home safe, where we can see her okay. And that's all I ask for. Even if this man never goes to jail, even if he's never apprehended, even if he's never I don't care. As long as Nancy is home with her family, that's all that matters to me. And but that then again, it just takes me full circle to where I don't understand where we're like in one breath, I'll pay, we'll do it. We just want to bring her home and celebrate. Please contact us. And then 2 deadlines have passed and this person clearly hasn't been paid.
Yeah, there's so many mixed signals. Like I said, this is like I can't wait for the documentary on this in a couple of
You
years.
know, the autopsy on this is going to
Jesus.
be deep.
When they interviewed Sheriff Chris Nanos on the documentary, I'm pretty sure that we're going to find out a lot of tea. My fear is that she died the night she was taken.
There was blood.
Yeah, there was blood. Not the amount that would corroborate with a gushing wound that could,
Right.
from what I understand. But then again, we don't know everything. But she could have been hurt later. She could have had a heart attack, for God's sake.
As she
I mean,
has.
anything could have happened. It's just
Yeah.
terrible. I hate this for Savannah Guthrie. I've always watched the Today Show. I've been a loyal watcher of it for 12 years. And I cried when Hoda retired last year.
Sure.
Man, I remember Matt Lauer's last broadcast. I remember that day that Savannah Guthrie had to come on the air and talk about that shit.
Yeah.
And that is where the show with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon, the morning show, came from. So,
That's right.
That's crazy.
Here in closing, I'll just say this. We know that Savannah is a well-seasoned journalist. You know that in the past couple of years, I have also entered the foray of journalism and public speaking and that kind of thing. We know that Savannah has been very, very successful, that she's made a lot of money, that she has a lot of opportunities. And unfortunately, sometimes that can also put a big target on your back or the person closest to you. And while I don't want to see anything awful at all happen to this woman, I want to see Savannah and her family reunited as one. That's the best outcome for me. I'm at the point where I don't care if we catch the person. I don't.
Yeah,
I really don't.
she needs to come home, whether that's alive or.
If you want to heal the world, if you want to make people better, if you want to do one thing right in a crisis of humanity where everything seems to be falling apart, bring that grandmother home. Bring her back. Like let us worry about one thing at a time. That's kind of like It's insult to injury to lose a grandmother at this time. And I believe she's alive. I believe Savannah has information we're not privy to. Her last message said that she believes she's alive. If she does, I do. If she does, I do. And I'm sticking to
Man,
that.
this is the craziest thing, man.
Well,
Well,
we're
we're
not
gonna
done.
wrap. Yeah,
We'll be back.
we'll be back. We're gonna monitor this and see what's going on. I know it's be like, why did you wait so long to do a show? Because there's not many updates. And we actually had already planned on doing the show today. And this surveillance stuff just happened to fall in our lap.
Exactly.
I
And
mean, what timing? What
it
timing?
It is happening. Everything is happening. This story is going to unfold at a quicker, accelerated race as time goes by, because as they get closer, as they start revealing things, as we start discovery, then there's going to be far more breaks in the case that will hopefully lead us closer to either where she is or where her kidnapper is, or getting
Yeah.
her back to her family.
Right. And we're going to pray. And guys, please comment. If you have any questions, anything that we miss, and if we were wrong about
Yeah.
something, please let us know and we'll correct it. Like I said, we're not making light of this
No,
situation at all. Phelan and I deal with things through humor, as a
we
lot
do.
of people. We're on the
That's right.
spectrum, people, and this is
Amen.
how we deal with shit.
That's right.
So that's why we're here. But subscribe to My Weekly Meltdown on YouTube. We're on Spotify as well. Tyler's in Thailand, so I don't know if this is going to get loaded to the Spotify until later. My cat just stepped on my keyboard. I hope y'all are still there. Anyway, so just subscribe. We're going to start covering, what an odd segue, Survivor 50
Oh, God.
in a few weeks. The
She
draft
said,
is coming.
she said, what an odd segue.
The Survivor draft is next week. I'm going to leave it there. You guys have a wonderful night. I'm done. Good night. Goodbye. God bless.